And we are live.
What's up, guys?
What's up, everybody? Let's see who we got here.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us okay? Let's do a sound check as usual. Let's see who we got here. Already got 230 people. That's awesome start. Let's see. Christopher Dane, yeah, I don't know if you're still in there, but I replied earlier. Not sure. I remember vaguely the discussion, the email you sent. So I think we were talking about the TAR genetic thing. Tom Barrett, hello. Fancy Kerbloops, hello. John Snow, yes, your mother is. She did care. She did care. But she's not alive. Fractured epidermis, is that what that says? Evening. Let's see. There's Delusa Sports Trivia.
That is I.
Tie-dye guy. Let's see. Celine, I'm glad you're back this week to moderate.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Back at you, girl.
Megan, hello. Wake up, undead. Dylan, Nizar from Kuwait. Let's see here.
Got a subscriber.
Camel Toe. Earth Unknown. Let's see. Christian. Megan, hello. Carolyn, 2001. Red Walrus, hello. Eric, Dustin, Newman.
Dave Tresky got his drink poured and something rolled up. Oh, look out. It's going to be a hell of a night.
Luke, Michael, Meridian, Charlize. Thank you, The Hound just subscribed. Let's see. We got Indiana, Dragon from Indiana.
So let's see.
Adrian, hello.
How many do we have right now?
We had our 250.
Wow,
250.
yeah.
263
My
actually.
shirt is kind of a little bright tonight and blocking out the numbers.
All right, let's see. I know we got Hairless Oyster in here and Mike, the Comment Kings. Oh, Lloydie, thank you so much. Mushin Ron Lloydie from Japan, 200 yen. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that. Don't see a question, so I guess I appreciate that, though. If you have a question, by all means, feel free to retype that. Stephen Hart, hello. Let's see who else we got. Jordan, Austin, LMF.
How many of you guys got a notification?
Yes,
I did not.
Yes.
Again this week.
I was going to ask you guys that. This weekend has been odd. Yeah, hello, Ice and Fire nerds. This is Chris, and this is going to be another Game of Thrones live Q&A. Carol Brown, there he is.
Hey,
there
Carol.
she is. Trey
Good to see you, girl.
Thursday Adams, Fernandez. Yeah, I think this weekend has been odd. I had a couple videos, and nobody saw them.
No,
This week, actually.
Yeah, the whole week.
And so, okay, we got some people that got.
Yeah, that looks good.
Audio too low. Let me check that again. Check our mic. I think we got as far as we can go. All right. Yeah. Nobody saw these videos, so I don't think that YouTube's giving a lot of notifications out as usual.
So.
And I think I read that now they've got rid of the suggested videos.
Oh, that sucks.
So
really
yeah,
does.
so they're just changing everything.
Herb Coswell in the
ridiculous.
house.
There's Herb.
What's up, brother?
And Angelina, Jim Clay, Aaron, Dustin, Derek, Matt.
Man, a lot of people
Little
got
girl.
notified. I'm
Oh, well,
really
that's
surprised.
good. That's awesome. The notifications were bullshit. Audio's good. From Hairless Oyster. Let's see here. Josh, Trelawney. Now they're passing by so fast. There's Lala Gig. Yo, yo, yo.
Lala in the house.
Hey, Fitz, Panda, Rodney, Cameo. There's Cameo. Be careful, Mike. Nightbot to get you. Caps and shit like that will time you out.
Looks like the whole family's gathering tonight.
Yeah,
I'm glad
look.
to see some of these names.
Yeah, now we're back over 300. This was more like the first week we got started. All right, so as everybody's starting to pile in here, remember to subscribe, please. So if you get these notifications, the more subscribers, obviously the more people get notifications, and it certainly helps out. And give us a like if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
And I want to ask you guys first, what did you think about
Sorry.
What?
Carol Brown said we got the Ravens you sent.
Exactly. I might as well be sending damn Ravens with YouTube these days.
funny as hell.
It's getting ridiculous. It's insane. I mean, videos are just, there's no point in them. I was going to ask you guys though. They announced, and you too, as a matter of fact, we hadn't really talked about this in a couple of days. What do you guys think of the announcement of 4 spinoffs? 4 spinoffs, and what do you want to see?
To be absolutely honest, you're gonna have to tell me what they said they are.
Yeah, they haven't. They haven't.
Oh, they just announced that there will be
apparently 4. That's
cool.
We were thinking 1 or 2.
we were gonna be happy
one at a time.
Yeah.
But yeah, now 4 apparently.
So, what are you thinking they're gonna be?
I think they probably have to go with 4. Damn. They'll have to go Robert's Rebellion, something familiar. I think with familiar characters, younger characters. It would be cool to see Robert Baratheon as a young badass, wouldn't it?
It would be awesome.
I mean, we saw Ned a little bit.
Am I right though? You were really big into The Walking Dead.
Yes.
And when they did that spinoff, it seemed like everybody I talked to really didn't like that one.
No, yeah, Fear of the Walking Dead is honestly, it's horrendous. It just didn't live up to what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be about the beginning of the apocalypse, and it never happened. They showed like 5 minutes of the apocalypse.
And everybody was so hyped for it,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, you still try to give it a chance, but you can't really get invested in these characters, and it's so weird. It's so odd, and now it's just kind of Walking Dead in Mexico with a different cast. It kind of skipped the whole point of the show.
I'll be damned.
And I knew Kirkman wasn't going to give away the actual calls down to a T, but
yeah,
it was ridiculous. That's just my opinion. I don't know if anybody loves Fear the Walking Dead, but anyway,
can they do 2 at one time?
Yeah, I guess they can.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I know they can do whatever they want to do, but do you think it's possible? I do. With the way I see everyone's thirst for,
and it won't be Dan and Dave. They'll be out, so it'll be completely different people and writers. Although they may be involved, like producers, from my understanding. But
okay,
Blood Raven gets his own series. Yeah, that would be cool. A Dunk and Egg style thing. That's where Blood Raven's backstory is. So that'd be good. Dunk and Egg.
That would be awesome.
Dance of the Dragons. I want to see Aegon's Conquest. Let's see. R.I.P. Sasha. Exactly. She went out like a champ, though. She had a great plan. Let's see. Tales of Dunk and Egg. Yep, that would be great. And then you get a lot of Blood Raven in that and his backstory.
Oh, we got a
super chat already. Let's see what we got here. Shamak14, thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate
so much.
That. Maggie the Frog told Cersei she would have 3 children, they would die, but she's had 4 children die, 1 with Robert. Cersei said she loved Robert, but later admits to loving Rhaegar and always hating Robert Please Address. Yeah, so that's really show only, apparently. We're not really sure, but in the books, Cersei did not have 4 kids. Apparently, she drank moon tea.
Okay.
When she apparently did get pregnant.
Yeah.
And so that makes you question the prophecy, though. And to be fair, in the show, they did not bring up the Valonqar piece either for the 3 kids and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
As far as her dying. But, yeah, in the books, apparently, she did not have that kid that some of us think may be Gendry in the show. He remembers golden hair and singing, so hard to see Cersei singing to somebody though. So I don't know.
What do you think about her loving Robert?
Yeah, I think she told Ned the truth. I think that was probably the truth. When he was young and broad and beard,
right.
Black beard and beauty and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm sure that was true. And then he kind of was a disappointment.
Oh, we're kind of hard to hear, evidently, and that's not the first time I've seen that. There's Doc Holliday.
Oh, Doc Holliday again. For the 2 microphone fun, you need it for the spinoffs. Yeah. Thanks, Doc. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll work on that for sure. Oh Lord.
Damn it, man. I wonder what we could do here.
I don't know. Most people are saying it's okay, right? Or it's just a few people. But
can I come over to your side?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Thank you, Doc, though. Seriously, appreciate that. You're a Patreon, no need to do that. King McKay, there's King McKay, another got YouTuber. The Doom of Valyrian Faceless Men Beginnings, that would be cool. Yes, the Doom of Valyria and the old Valyrian Empire, that would be badass for sure. Celine says, turn it up again with this mic. I don't know what's going on with this mic. Is it me or James or both?
I saw my name.
I'll try to kind of look over there or something. Okay, we got Alan says it sounds good. All Ramsey, of course, Mike. Yes, they're going to do a show on the Boltons. Let's see. All right, darn, we got super chats again already. Charlize Q, $10. Oh, James.
James, tell us a little about your shirt. You always wear it. I have about a dozen tie-dye shirts, and my daughter makes them for me. I've always been a tie-dye guy, and
Old hippie.
just got my ass whipped in a tough man contest wearing a tie-dye tank top.
That would have been a sight to
Long
see.
ponytail.
Right there.
But no, I've always been a tie-dye guy, and since my daughter's gotten older, she makes them for me and gives them to me from time to time. I actually have to go back and watch the videos that we did to make sure I don't wear the same one 2 times in a row. So they all look a little similar, but that's the story about them, man. My daughter makes them for me, and I love them.
Yep, and as a matter of fact, thank you, Amanda Stewart. She sent us 2 tie-dye T-shirts, actually.
I was going to say that, too, and, I mean, they rock.
Yeah.
I want to see you wear a tie-dye T-shirt at some point.
Yeah, I was going to pull that one out. I completely forgot about it till now.
Maybe during the break we'll grab them and show them, but, yeah, that was so awesome. I mean, just came in his P.O. box. 2 tie-dye T-shirts.
Sweet. So thank you, Amanda. She sends stuff constantly and cards and all that good stuff. Really appreciate it. Thank you also, Carolyn. I'm sorry. Yeah, was it Carolyn 2001? There's no question there, Carolyn. So I'm not sure if you had a question or if you just donated $5. But thank you for that. Shemac 14, $5 again. But later in the book, she recalls seeing Robert shirtless and Harry their wedding night, thinking the wrong man came back from the Trident, confused. Yeah, I think she was. I guess you're referring to her being disappointed with Robert, I guess, because essentially what it is he was a great warrior and a pretty good guy overall, but not a great king. But the problem was the whole Lyanna thing. He never loved her in the first place because they were it's the whole thing about this. We talked about this last week a little bit about these marriages. People are not in love, and it's got to be tough. It's got to be tough.
Yeah, and that's right. We did talk about.
And there
that. It has to be.
Yeah, there's specifically some stories in the history of this thing where people like Targaryens, for example, married for love instead of being betrothed, and people it don't work out good for them a lot of times.
I'm a hopeless romantic, and I know that they were way back then too, and to be stuck with somebody you really don't love would suck.
Really quick too, Mario Malentino, thank you so much for the donation through Streamlabs. I appreciate that for the fund to head to Con of Thrones. He has a question here. How do you expect the last 30 to 45 minutes of the GOT series to end? Will it fast forward or the end with a battle or something like having Sam Reed somebody's fired to Jon Daenerys' child, telling the story of their parents? What are your thoughts? That's a good question. We talked about that a little bit in Dragon Raised by Wolves Part 4. But overall, I think, I said this before, I don't think there's going to be just one giant battle and that's kind of the end of it.
Right.
I think there's going to be a slaughter, essentially, in Season 8 as they head south. And then, Jon and them have to figure out what to do involving Bran and Howland Reed at the God's Eye. And it kind of works that way. And there may be something, I believe Sam obviously finds something in the Citadel. I think actually Gilly finds that because she learned to read for a reason. And that kind of comes into the story if there's going to be some kind of pact, some kind of repeat of history. So I don't think it's like one big battle and then bang, it's over. I think it's going to be a slaughter and they have to figure out something tactical to do as far as the God's Eye.
I'm fairly new to this, so I don't know if there's been something released that says it'll end with Sam reading.
It's been a big theory since
either something was released or that theory has just been bounced around, message boards so much.
Yeah, I think it's based off
common belief,
the idea when they showed the was it obelisk, the chandelier thingy in the Citadel in Season 6.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then people started matching it up to the intro.
Yes.
And so that kind of gave them the idea that Sam at the end of this thing will be telling this story to little Sam or. As he said,
it's a great idea. I love the idea.
As perhaps Jon and Danny's kid. I think we got a couple more super chats here.
Sweet.
I think we're on. Let's see. Sorry guys, trying to catch up here. They're flying by. Stephen Hart, thank you so much. What do you think of the continuation of the timeline as a spinoff? If Westeros society still exists, why take Gendry as a baby and then hide him motive? Yeah, that's one thing, Stephen, that I wouldn't understand is. If like Varys, for example, would have to be the person or somebody like Varys in King's Landing to take Gendry and hide him, okay, why do that if you're on board with the Targaryen restoration at all? So
Right.
that's one of the things that kind of makes me think,
Good point.
Gendry's not really, Cersei's. And as far as the continuation of the timeline, I don't want to see it, honestly. And I don't know. I guess it depends on how it ends, but I don't want to see a sequel. I kind of want it to end and just be done, and not be like, they take movies and something ends and it's great and they screw it up.
I do.
Like Rocky, but then they
Yeah.
fixed it at least. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of don't want to see a sequel.
They need to take us back before they take us any more forward.
Exactly. Take us back before we go forward. But thank you, Stephen. And Amanda Grace, wish it was more great work, guys. Love it. Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank you, Amanda.
Appreciate that.
What do you think of what we've read before where people say, what if it's combined with the Westworld thing? And
Oh, yeah, like the whole time it was a damn amusement park.
it was an amusement park.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about
that would
it
blow.
sounds cool, but there'd be book burnings.
I believe so too.
Just like if John don't find out his parentage, there'll be book burnings, So I don't see it being some crazy, where the whole thing, like Bran was still in a coma the whole time.
Oh no, dude, don't.
And
do
it was
that
all
to
a
me.
story
Yeah,
by Sam.
Don't do that. To
No,
me.
I mean, if Sam's going to be reading at the end of this thing to, Gilly's kid or baby Sam or John and Danny's kid if they have a kid or whatever it may be.
That's cool.
We still have to see it first.
Yeah.
And Sam just survives, and then we see him later, like years later, as an old man telling the story.
Right.
Like an old Maester Aemon. So.
It'd be a lot cooler than a dream. At least it all happened.
Yes.
Looks like Tarzan's in the house. I saw someone say hello, Trial.
We got Tarzan in the house. I didn't see him fly by there. It's flying by. 446 people. Big Cincy. There's Big Cincy. Stephanie. Celine with her super moderation.
Super moderation.
Let's see here. Oh, we got a couple. Another super chat. Jack C. McGregor, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Love you
Jack
guys.
C.
Especially James, can't hear you tonight, so going to play
Damn it.
Witcher 3. Keep up the great work.
Don't leave us.
Yeah, or is it you mean like the microphone, or you can't? Witcher 3, by the way, love it. I still have to finish. I started it, but I got to finish it. I just hadn't had time. I haven't played anything. I haven't played Dead by Daylight. I haven't played The Witcher 3.
Yeah, I'm ready to see you play some Dead by Daylight.
Yeah,
again.
I know there's a lot of updates. I haven't even seen the maps. And also Mike Harris, thank you, Mike. My bad boys. With only 13 episodes left, not everything is going to get closure or shown, as in Dorne.
Right.
What could get rushed or skipped? Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of actual loose ends. It's going to be overall in the books as well, for that matter, because, like, for example, the question of religion.
Yes.
Are there gods?
Yeah,
there's not going to be
good
definitive answers on stuff like that. It's going to be left up to us. So I think there will be a lot of little things like that never really gets a definitive answer. So for sure, a lot's going to be left to us to continue discussing for the next 100 years.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure that's done. But yeah, Dorne for sure in the show is basically done. I think Essos in the show is basically done. The Faceless Man storyline, I don't think we're going to see like Jaqen at the Citadel, for example. They don't have time for all that. So I think those two are the two main things for the show.
I think we'll also with that stuff. Be left kind of wondering how everything settles. How, like you said, maybe Danny will have this person there and this person there. We may know a couple big ones, but how all the houses settle and fall into this new government that's going to happen. I think we'll miss a lot of that, and there'll be a lot of guessing.
Yes, absolutely. There was Tarzan. All right, let's see what we got here. I think I saw something from. Let me grab it here. There's Amanda Stewart. Hey, Amanda.
Hey,
thank you so much. You want more Dead by
you.
Daylight? Yeah, I gotta start. When I gotta play it some. I just hadn't had any time at all.
For the record, I love Dornish women.
Michael Madsen, Q&A. What exactly is the God's Eye? If you look at the map of Westeros, Michael, there is a big lake in the kind of the mid-south that stands out. It's huge. It would literally be. I don't know if you can see that, but right there, if you could see that. It would literally be, by the scale of the map, about 100 miles wide, and there's an island in the dead center of it, and it really stands out. And this is near Harrenhal, and Harrenhal is where they had the big tourney of Harrenhal. That we'll probably get a flashback of that in season 7, and I think that's actually where this thing's going to end. I think that's where the Night King is headed. Check out A Dragon Raised by Wolves Part 4 for that. But yeah, the God's Eye stands out. We've heard mention of it a few times. Howland Reed's been there before.
Yes.
But I think that's the reason we hadn't heard anything else about it, and answers the question of where the hell he's been.
Damn low audio comments. It's killing me. Maybe during our first break, we can try to swap mics or do something.
Yeah, I don't know. I can try to kind of reset it or something. That's some people are saying it's great.
Have we changed settings at all on here?
Let me check, actually. Nope, they're still the same.
Let's change a setting and see what they think.
All right, let's go to this setting. Now,
see if that helps us at all.
This may be lower or maybe higher. Let us know what you think real quick on this.
Testing
mic
1
issue.
2. Testing 1 2.
Last time was higher. Okay. Volume is fine. Audio is fine. Now we sound great. That made it worse.
That made it worse.
Okay.
Son of a.
Lower. Okay, so everybody's saying that made it worse. Let's flip
try
that.
the other one.
It's lower, way lower. Everybody's flipping it lower.
All right, this is a.
Well, I don't think 3 is going to work at all. All right, let's try this setting.
There's 3 settings, so at least give us some feedback on this one.
Okay, what about now? And then I'll go back to the original setting.
Right. Worse.
Brian just subscribed. Thank you, Brian. Okay.
So that's worse. Thank you.
Right.
We'll go back to the first setting and we'll do the best we can. I'll try to speak up loud and clear.
Okay. All right. Back. That's good. Okay. Back to the first setting. So in our first break, I'll try to reset the mic there.
Very good.
A little better. Fine now.
I saw
back to
a super chat come in while we were doing mic checks, I think.
Okay. All right. That's the best. Now it's good. Okay.
Good.
Perfect. Better. Wow. They're flying by.
Good.
Okay. Sorry. Let's see. Let's see if we can catch up here. Is that Pagematic?
That's what it looks like.
Pagematic.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Do you think Edric Dane will make an appearance in The Winds of Winter? I don't know. I think so. I think he's going. That's a big difference in the books. Is Edric Dane is the Lord of the Stormlands, and you got kind of an Edric Dane Gendry thing. Gendry kind of took some of that role in the show. I would think so, but I just honestly I don't know where he's at in the story with Winds of Winter. We're so far ahead. Is it going to get kind of? Are we going to start closing in on the end game in the Winds of Winter to set up like the Dream of Spring is like mostly end game stuff? So I think so. I would think it'd be mentioned at least for sure, but it's just so hard to tell with no book. Let's see. Carol saying low audio again.
Damn it!
Is this better?
Sorry, Carol.
Testing.
Let's see here.
Q&A is Serial Pharrell still alive? Nope. He's gone. Unfortunately. I love the idea of it being Jackin, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think they kind of confirmed
we talked about that
off
too.
screen.
Yeah, you said it definitely happened off screen because I was asking you about that as well.
Sorry, yeah, guys, and we'll take a break, and I'll try to get this microphone reset or something. We had a couple low comments last week, but most people said it was fine.
Great question.
Where did I miss? They're
it's
flying
about 2
by.
back up. Go back right there. Garden Girl, North Carolina, Q&A. Do you think there are any characters that are actually faceless men? That's a good question.
That's a great question. Audio is terrible. Good job otherwise. I'm so sorry about the audio. I don't know what's going on. This mic may just went out on us completely. I can try to grab the other one. That's a good question. I don't think so. As far as any main characters, that would be a big twist for sure.
It could be a big twist
because we have the Faceless Men storyline in the books where Jackin is actually at the Citadel, and he is looking after a certain book that is a book about dragons. So I think with that storyline and all that, I wouldn't think there's any main characters just kind of sitting around spying, but there could be in Dany's camp perhaps. They seem to be interested in something with dragons, and of course, the Faceless Men started in Old Valyria, in the mines of Old Valyria anyway, so they were probably anti-Targaryen or anti-Valyrian, although it's hard to say with the storyline in the books. But that's a great question. Now I'm going to be looking at things different.
Got me thinking, yeah.
Yeah, now I'm going to be looking at things different, as far as... Tanner Roden, thank you, sir, for the donation. Let me see, was there something with that on Streamlabs? Tanner, James just did a card unboxing.
I sure did.
Video,
and your dad was on there.
Yep,
I pulled one of the Rick Roden cards out of there, man, and I actually, because I talked to Chris, I talked about, how your dad was a great golfer. So I'd never known that personally. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, so Mr. Roden will be featured in the next Deluge of Sports Trivia video.
Absolutely.
And Tanner asked, how do you kill the mountain if he feels no pain? Beheading, wildfire. We all want Clegane Bowl, but do you think we'll get it? Also, Rick Roden was wait a minute. Rick Roden will be Saint hitting pitcher in MLB while he played.
No, he was the best hitting pitcher in baseball while he played. Is what he's saying. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, he was a good hitter.
Yeah, you can answer that question. As far as the mountain, we kind of talked about this a bit. I think it, in the books, they sent, apparently, if it's true, his skull to Dorne, Dorne Martell, to prove that they got justice for Elia.
Good.
So he may not even have a head at all in the books, and we really don't know. So I think it's got to be. I mean, honestly, he's so huge and strong. It's fire. I don't know. And that brought up a good question last week. Can the Night King, if he gets through the wall, control him since he's technically dead?
Man. I think that was a good question.
He could technically be taken over and be the one to kill Cersei or something, or at least Qyburn or something like that. So, good question.
Hairless Oyster said the mountain has Rob's head. And
Gecko, Q&A with audio be better. So, skull was a fake. Yeah, it's possible for sure. But just saying, as far as the him not having a head, so I don't know if a beheading would work. But yeah, I think it's probably similar to other things with the whites. It'll probably take fire.
I think we got a super chat.
Did we get another? Okay.
I swear we did. Yeah. No question there. But
Carrie, thank you so much. There's no question there, so I don't know if you had one. Sometimes most of the time they go through fine, but if you had a question, be sure to type that again. I don't see a question there, so but thank you,
thanks
Carrie.
Thanks a lot.
Let's see here. Spinoff suggestion: Harrenhal. Yeah, those old stories would be great. Hair in the Black and the destruction of Harrenhal via Dragonfire. I guess we got to take into account CGI stuff, although HBO's basically got unlimited funds, I think.
Sucks that you have to take that into consideration too.
Yeah, but even with this show, they took things into consideration, like between showing Direwolf and 1-1. It's insane with the budget.
One just came in.
Okay, what we got here? Josh, thank you, Josh. Q&A. What is your take on what will happen if something happens to Germ? And Dream of Spring is not done. Is there someone to finish the story?
I'm gonna let you answer this because you've answered it before.
Yeah, I think he's told a few select people. We definitely have Elio and Linda from Westeros.org. They are the ones that help him with like continuity and stuff like that. So I know there's some people in his inner circle that know the ending. But as far as an actual writer that maybe they have planned, I have no idea honestly. So I do have doubts about the whole Dream of Spring book.
I worry.
Like I said before, I would love if later this year, perhaps after season 7, Christmas time or early next year, whatever it is, that he comes out with the Winds of Winter, says, "Oh, by the way, I did a Dream of Spring at the same time."
I picture that happening.
I've thought that a couple times. 6 months later we get a Dream of Spring or something. That would be awesome. But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if he's got a specific person or writer in mind if something would happen. I haven't really looked into it, so I know there are a handful of people that know the ending though, including the HBO people. Let's see. Muse, what does that say? Muse said, Inju. I'm sorry, I can't just flying by. Is the hair reveal video Chris and James? 100K. If we can get this damn thing to 100K.
Absolutely.
Because it seems to be getting harder and harder on YouTube to actually get stuff going out there. They're breaking it bad, apparently.
Somebody said, do we wear hats because we're secret Targaryens?
Yes. Yes, and I may have silver hair by the time I do a hair reveal. Celine is saying from Marion Gibson, possibly Missandei is a faceless man-woman. That would be interesting. The thing about Missandei, thank you, Celine, for grabbing that. And thank you from Marion Gibson. The thing about Celine being a faceless person, though, would be... Celine, I'm sorry. Yeah, Celine's a faceless man. The thing about Missandei being a faceless man or person or whatever is that, she was already with Krasnus, so I don't know. I mean, she would have to, the faceless person had to get there and know Danny was coming, and then get set up with him, and she's been a slave apparently, so she would have to replace that person. So it's certainly possible. That's a good idea, and you kind of wonder, like, is she just there to be Danny's translator?
Yeah.
Or is she? That's a good idea. See, now we'll be thinking about this differently, and we'll look at everybody and wonder now.
I guarantee it.
Let's see. We got another super chat. Jen Williams, got a roast on and letting you guys finish my evening entertainment. Keep up the great content. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Got a roast on.
I love a good roast.
You damn right.
Hell yes.
All the time. Easiest way to do it. Throw something in the pot roast. Let's see.
Someone said, "What's the end game for the Unsullied?"
Thank you, Carla. The end game for Unsullied?
Yeah.
Probably to die.
That sucks. And
honestly,
that too.
it's not. I mean, there's going to be
go head first into a wall.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. Because it doesn't matter how badass they are. You're talking about hundreds of thousands of whites. It's just going to be insane. Not even the White Walkers, just the whites.
Jim O'Donnell, could Robert's Warhammer kill a White Walker?
Not a White Walker. I don't think it's Valyrian steel or anything like that. Damn sure could disable a white, or a few of them actually. Yeah, I think we're going to get to see that in season 7 with Gendry, I believe.
I can't wait to see it too.
He is going to accept his Baratheon heritage. Nightbot is the Lord Commander of this chat. Says Biggie. That's right. Nightbot is the man. Let's see. There's Herb. Let me grab one of Herb's here. Herb says, hold on. Sorry. Trying to grab it. Do you think Rhaegar's still alive and hiding Logan old Ben style? I don't, Herb. I don't think Rhaegar is still alive. I think a lot of people thought he might have washed down, ended up at the Quiet Isle or something like that. I think with his obsession with prophecy, that he wouldn't just lay low. I don't think he's Mance Rayder or king in above beyond the wall, Mance Rayder in the books or at the Quiet Isle, any of that stuff. It just doesn't make any sense for him being obsessed with prophecy to be laying low and not doing anything, unless he's would happen to be in the background trying to work something, but not being involved with Jon at all. If that makes sense. So I don't think so. I think Rhaegar is long gone.
Gecko wants to know if Valyrian steel can hurt Nightbot.
I know. Nightbot is indestructible. He is a demigod. Let's see. One was Jason Wilmer. 1,000 Dothraki versus 1,000 Wildling. Who wins? Dothraki. They're on horses. Yep. And the Wildlings are not really trained and all that good stuff. So, I believe we just got another Dylan. Thank you, Dylan.
Thanks a lot, Dylan.
Appreciate that. Hey guys, sent a question a few minutes ago, but I don't think you saw it. From DT 2117. I did not see it, Dylan.
Did not. I can go see if I can find it while you.
Let's see. Yeah, if you want to try to type that again, or maybe Celine can grab that. I'm not sure. I'd have to fly back up to this chat to try to find it. Let me see. Yeah. Type that again, Dylan, if you can, if you don't mind. All right. And real quick, I think I just saw a Streamlabs donation pop in.
Thank you.
Let's see here. We have actually a couple. Let me refresh this to make sure we're caught up. Last one was Tanner here, I believe. Okay, detail. Okay, no, I got it. I got it, Dylan. I'm sorry, you donated us on the Streamlabs as well. Okay, so Dylan says, might be a dumb question, but you think Jon's name in the show could be Aegon? I know for book purposes it would make sense, but when I watch the Tower of Rejoicing, it looks like Lyanna says Aegon. I know it's unlikely, but do you think it's possible? Thanks, guys. Actually, I do think it's possible in the show that his name would be different, because I thought he said Aegon too, and it could be Aemon. But I think in the books it will. I'm thinking like Aemon, as in Aemon the Dragon Knight and Aemon Targaryen, because Jon actually played as a kid when they were doing the stick fighting and stuff in the yard at Winterfell. He actually played as Aegon the Dragon Knight, or Aemon the Dragon Knight. I'm sorry. So I think in the show, it could be Aegon, just simply because we don't have Aegon as far as the young Griff character in the show. So they may kind of combine that as a name. but Baby's definitely not going to be different. So
Right.
I think it's certainly possible he is actually Aegon in the show, and maybe Aemon. I know a lot of people think Jaehaerys or something like that in the books, but I definitely think so. That's a possibility. And
I thought she said Ron
Artie0808,
Jeremy.
keep up the good work. Thank you so much for the donation, Artie0808. And also Inky MC Stapleface. Is that what that says? Thank you so much. Thanks for all the great videos.
Really, thanks a lot,
Really
guys.
appreciate that. All right, let me go back to here. Did we get was something? I missed something here, didn't I? Yeah, they're
Ian
flying
Bush.
by, guys. Okay, Ian Bush. Thank you so much, Ian. Love watching your videos. We're glad to see you guys doing a live stream. Always well thought out discussions. Thank you, Ian. Really appreciate
We'll
that.
be here every Sunday night,
Yeah,
Ian.
yeah, Ian. Every Sunday we're doing them. We started. This is our third one in a row. So this is our third one in a row. And then when the show starts, we'll be going on probably at 10:15, 10:30, right after the show, Eastern time.
Exactly.
All right, here. Let's see. Matt Roper, Q&A. Do you think once the Night King gets past the wall, it matters how close he is to dead bodies for him to resurrect them? Would be crazy if all the dead in Westeros are raised simultaneously.
No shit.
Yeah, that's a great question.
I hope
think,
he has a range.
Yeah, I mean, we saw, if you think about what happened with Flowers and the guys from the Night's Watch that they found, all right, they started turning when the Night King was probably not really around anywhere. So that magic's up there,
That's a good
period.
point. Good point.
So that magic's up above the wall, period. But once that wall is broken, the magic's broken, or the ward, that could simply kind of, I don't know, leak, for a better
It's
term.
a scary thought that
Yeah.
people could all of a sudden appear behind you.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, I think that could absolutely happen, and we just don't know. Obviously, the Night King can, raise his arms and instantly raise them, but it happens anyway, regardless.
Wow. Good
So
point.
yeah, that's a good question. Wow, we got a bunch of super chats. I'm gotta try to catch up here.
Christopher McMurray.
Christopher, all right. Q&A. Euron and Cersei out alliance. Do you think he will want to a marriage alliance? Will this be the last straw for Jaime? Plus, I doubt Euron will want him there if he hears of the incest rumors. Yes, I think that's going to be his play. And we saw how he wanted to offer Dany, his, what. So I think that's his play. I don't think it would actually happen, though. I don't think Cersei will agree to it because she really has no choice.
Yes.
But I don't think there will ever be an actual marriage because Cersei will not be somebody's queen again. She's just not having it. So I do think that's the case.
I'm on the fence.
And Jaime is already, I said this last week, Jaime's already kind of broken up with Cersei, for lack of a better term, in the books, with her, because he found out about her, with the Kettle Blacks and Lancel and all that good stuff. So Jaime's already really there with that stare last year, but it's going to take one more little thing and he's out, or he's going to kill her, or maybe the wildfire trick. That's what I'm thinking. Also, let's see, we got another super chat. Fractured. Why am I not seeing that?
Empirist.
Fractured Empirist.
Empiricist.
Thank you so much. Q&A, do you think Bran might be able to use Baby Sam to uplink to White Walkers and gain some kind of advantage? If the handle's a mouthful, you can call me Sarah. Sarah, is that?
Thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. I'll use that. I don't know. That's a good question. That would be... because they are related, but
we
then
talked
again,
about
so
that a little
is
bit
Gilly.
last week.
We
Yeah,
did.
they are related, and there could be some play on that they're going to use.
Right, and Gilly for that matter. They definitely have to get some kind of. I think if there's going to be a repeat of history, and we talked about with Craster, there's got to be some kind of communication, whether it's nonverbal or not, we don't know. But how did Craster do that?
Right.
Like I did the the thing before, just holding the baby up, and they just kind of took it. Maybe that's what happens, but. It's possible because Baby Sam's still there, and a lot of people question the way he ages. Stephen Hart, thank you so much. Have you seen Nexi's vid on the God's Eye? The first pattern left by the White Walkers was different. Looks like a similar sim of God's Eye, but faces turned outward. Thoughts? I have not seen Nexi's video on the God's Eye. I know I've got a lot of messages actually saying there's a lot of God's Eye videos now, so I haven't seen it. The first pattern left by the White Walkers was different. You mean the very first episode? I'll have to check that out. That could confirm what we've been saying.
It really could.
Yeah. You've been saying that for a while. Yeah, if you check out Dragon Raised by Wolves, we started it last July, right? That was the first one was last July.
Yes.
When we had all this stuff kind of coming
Please
together.
go check that out because we talk a lot
that whole
about
series
it ourselves.
is probably about 2 hours worth of, or maybe 2.5 hours worth of. There's 4 parts, and we kind of start from the get-go and from the beginning and go to our little predictions there. But yeah, I'll check that out. I'm not sure who Nexie is, so if you can send me a link or something. Jackin, thank you, Jackin Hagar. How is the reunion between Jamie and Tyrion going to play out? Jamie did tell Bronn if he ever saw Tyrion, he'd split him in 2. Go Steelers. No Steelers, and no, I don't have a problem with Pittsburgh as long as they don't get in our way.
Well, they stay in the AFC.
Exactly. I think it's going to be awkward because Jamie, you know, he killed his father. Bottom line.
You can't
no matter how, you know, and they're not that
that.
close in the books. They're closer in the show, or at least portrayed that way more than they are in the books. So it's going to be awkward. So it's going to be maybe one of those things where Jamie actually goes to do it, and
Tyrion
somebody stops it, or Tyrion talks his way
outwits
out
him.
of
Yeah,
it. He has done that a million times, and then they kind of get on the same page because of the importance of the war to come. So it's going to be one
of you're looking for.
Exactly. He's going to play another mind trick and stop Jamie from doing it. Maybe Bronn breaks it up or stops him, and you know, maybe they say something about the White Walker. Whatever's the bigger picture is, and I kind of think that's the point of this whole thing, right? It's kind of get away forgetting about the petty squabbles of men. All right, let's see.
There's Celine from
Hairless Oyster. I'm in the middle of Storm of Swords. What a fucking book. Yes, they are outstanding, and I need to do another reread, as a matter of fact.
Looked like Celine was trying to pass you on another question.
All right,
real
let me
quick.
grab that. Celine from Kristen Walter. What about the Children of the Forest causing all of this, and the Night King wanting to simply set things right? Yes, good question. Thank you, Celine and Kristen Walter. That's basically
he didn't ask for this.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Exactly.
they did start this shit, and I just feel like he is trying to just end it all one way or another. I don't know if that means he gets his manhood back.
We were kind of discussing that a little bit. And Dragon was, you know, does he want to just wipe out his maker, wipe out everybody? But what really, you know, what end game is that? Or does he actually want his humanity back in some way? You know, is that possible? So yeah, it's that is what this is basically about. And you know, you question. The children created them, and then they you know did the pact with men at the God's Eye.
Right.
And so then, what is it, 2,000, 3,000 years later, then the long night came, the first one. So why didn't they tell the men that they created a nuclear option?
Yeah.
Now, when the Night's Watch was founded, though, after the long night, they started supplying them with dragonglass every year. Mm-hmm. But why did they create the nuclear option? They didn't use the nuclear option. Then they did the whole peace pact and didn't bother to mention the ice demons they made.
Right.
With the first men. So that's a good question. But essentially they did, and I think that's the idea George R. R. Martin's trying to put across is you put a nuclear option on the table, you done fucked up.
Yeah.
And I think that's basically
it changes everything.
Yep.
I think we got a couple super chats.
Okay. Where are we at? Bradward Bain. $10. Do you think Arya and Colonel Sanders, the Hound, will ever reunite? Yes, I do.
Sanders.
I do
Love
think so. We were talking a little bit about Arya coming back and meeting up with the Hound and Gendry, and I do think they'll meet back up. I hope so, at least. And we were kind of discussing the idea that, you know, Arya is this killing machine now, and the Hound actually kind of being the one to get her back on the right path, if that makes any sense. Since he's kind of went through this.
Yeah.
He's basically went through the same arc as Arya is going through now. He was just a killing machine. He just, you know, he didn't believe in anything, but now he's going to serve a bigger purpose, and now he can kind of teach Arya that lesson.
I love it. She needs somebody like him.
Yes.
She really does.
Let's see here. So again, thank you, Bradward, and we have Ben Murto. Thank you, Ben. Could Littlefinger's picture of him on the throne with Sansa be a lie? I bet he told Lysa the same thing. Littlefinger might have fooled us. Your videos are great, by the way. They make the wait for season 7 so much easier. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it.
He could have very well told Lysa the same thing.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't. He probably did tell Lysa the same thing, actually. But he didn't need Lysa's bloodline. I think he does need. He kind of said it in season 1 in the brothel. Impeccable bloodlines.
Mm-hmm.
talking about Catelyn, and now, of course, Sansa since she died.
Right.
So I think that is probably his game, King of the Ashes, right?
It wasn't the Tully bloodline he was at.
Exactly. Michael Roberts. Thank you, Michael. Hey, guys, religious viewer here. Thanks for the hard work. Do you think John, the Song of Ice and Fire, is why the others return? If not, why? Actually, we kind of do.
We do.
That's kind of what we talked about in Dragon Raised by Wolves parts, all of them. The whole damn thing. That was kind of the starting point, was why are the White Walkers returning? And I think it was because the Pact of Ice and Fire was fulfilled.
Yeah.
The Pact of Ice and Fire is something that was supposed to take place after the Dance of the Dragons, and it never did.
It was closely missed a few times.
Yes. And Bloodraven was almost an Ice and Fire baby with House Blackwood and Targaryen, but not quite. So I think Jon fulfilled that, and that's why they started building their army. It fits about the right time as far as his age. All right. Damn, we're already at 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right, let's see what we got here. Let me check Streamlabs really quick.
Yeah, don't want to miss anything.
I don't want to miss anything. I know they're popping up fast. Okay, we're still caught up there.
Okay, here we go. I got one here. Capital H. Why did 1-1? Well, let's go. Why did 1-1 not have a weapon in Battle of the Bastards? I'm gonna leave that to you, bud. That's your feeling.
Yeah, it's insane. You know, grab a damn tree and it would have been a completely different war. They had to balance it out. They had to make it the odds favor Ramsay. It's that simple.
That's it.
It's that simple.
They had to have that suffocating scene. That's the only reason.
Yes.
You know.
Right. Because you pick up you don't have to do anything but let him grab a tree and he can wipe out, hundreds of people at one time like he did up in at Hardhome. There was no sense in that at all. So it was simply just to make the scene work.
Right.
And that's all it was for. That's all it was for. I mean, give him something, right? Dustin Newman, Q&A, do you think the first person to die this upcoming season? Hold on, let me grab it before it keeps. Who do you think will be the first person to die this upcoming season? Thanks, guys, for your videos. Love the content. 2 months to go.
Ghosts.
Ghost Saints. You're spelling "go" wrong, by the way, Dustin. Man, you just ruined it with that Ghost Saints crap. No, I know.
We get a lot of that.
Yes, no, that's fine. I got a good buddy who lives down there, and we talk shit all the time. We're both being in NFC South. The first person to die, probably going to be somebody. I would say somebody, I don't know, maybe somebody like the Dornish character, somebody at sea. There may be a sea thing going on with Euron and Dany's fleet. Mm-hmm. It really depends on how Dany comes across and where. I know she's going to Dragonstone, but I don't think that her whole fleet goes to Dragonstone. They had plans to go to Castle Rock.
Right. So
there may be something with Euron, and I think that would probably be I should be fairly early in the season, so maybe something like that, in some kind of a sea battle. Sea skirmish. That'd be my guess. Let's see here.
This is Doc Holiday. Doc, is that right? No.
Oh, we got a
couple. Yeah.
Okay.
Ian
Yeah. Sorry,
Bush.
guys, trying to catch up here. They're rolling in. Last one's Michael. Ian Bush. With Gendry being the son of Robert, who ordered the Targs to be killed after the rebellion, do you think there might be bad blood between Dany and Gendry? I don't know. I mean, it wasn't Gendry's fault.
Right.
So it's kind of like the whole thing. You can't blame, the sons for the father's mistakes,
Nope.
That type of thing. So I wouldn't think so. I would think, as a matter of fact, that Gendry is going to be an ally because she needs, these political alliances.
Mm-hmm.
And Davos is going to be like, oh, I know Robert's son, by the way. I can go get him at King's Landing. And she's going to actually have that happen, So
Yeah.
I think that's probably going to happen with them. And so I don't think there'll be bad blood between those two necessarily. Doc Holiday, thank you again.
And if so, it won't be for that reason.
Right. I agree. The Night King made contact with Bran in a vision. He chose to grab him, not to kill him. Yes, very true. And that's we were kind of questioning that too with the whole Hold the Door episode. Why was he going to? Would the Whites have killed him if they called up?
Yeah, exactly.
Because he needs him to break that spell. So I think he needs him to break the spell on the wall, and go through the wall. So that, do you kill him? Do you kill a threat right there, or do you let him, bring the wall down?
You let him bring the wall down. It makes everything easier for them.
I think so. So yeah, I think that was so he could go through the wall. All right. Well, we kind of. Let's tell you what. Let's take a quick break. Let's do that really quick and stretch and
That
everything.
sounds good, yeah.
And we'll come right back. So
hang in there.
Let me take a. While we're doing that, I'll try to. If the microphone is still kind of low, I'll try to reset that, guys. So we'll take a quick break and be right back. Thanks for hanging out. Really quick, wanted to check Streamlabs. I saw a couple emails pop in. Let's see. Okay, we had those. So, okay, this must have been separate. So, really quick, thank you, Crystal Callahan, Brooke, as well as Tanner. Appreciate the PayPal donations there. I just saw them pop in separately, but I didn't see any questions. So, thank you guys. All right, what do we got? Mic is still too low. Yeah, I don't know. We're not going to be able to. We'll have to just kind of get closer to it for now. It's nothing we can really do at this point. Let's see. Paul Davies. Q&A, have you already spoken about the spinoffs? What would your number one choice be? I want Robert's Rebellion in a movie or a one season 8 episode go. Yeah, we kind of talked about that at the very beginning, Paul. And I asked you guys, what would you like to see? I would like to see all of it, honestly. I don't know what my first choice would be, though. I mean, I want to see Robert's Rebellion. I want to see all that stuff in action. I like to see the Rhaegar thing and Lyanna thing when she was alive, and all that. And there definitely would be good for TV because it's relatable characters. You see a young Robert, at war and all that kind of stuff. Grab the mic again. So we're going to keep rotating this thing. So yeah, I don't know that Dance with Dragons. I like to see the Valyrian Empire, for that matter, Dunk and Egg, that time period, 100 years before. So all that good stuff.
Somebody said his Littlefinger back by the Iron Bank.
Do what?
I saw a question go up. It says Littlefinger back by the Iron Bank.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's a master of coin. He probably pulls some strings. That could be very possible that, he's got some pull there. You never know. He kept the books himself. Let's see here. Somebody just said, where was it at? Okay. Yeah, I see that 1 second. Celine grabbed one from Dave Tresky, Q&A with the Wolfpack fight in the battle with the White Walkers. I don't know. That would be a slaughter almost. I don't know. I think it's certainly possible.
I want to see it.
We know it's there. I don't think we will see that in the show. We'll see Nymeria again for sure, but I don't know about a wolf pack.
The whites are just, I don't know.
Yeah, that would be cool. And, a lot of people think that Arya could end up living a second life in Wolfpack, in Nymeria if that happens. Maybe that's how she contributes to it. So it's certainly possible. I think we got a super chat. Frodo Doodle. Thank you, Frodo Doodle.
Thank you.
First time I've ever donated, but I love you two. You're my go-to guys. Question: could it be possible that the Meryn Trant jailed Syrio Forel instead of killing him? Maybe how Jaqen ended up in the Black Sail. That's possible, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, they actually confirmed off-screen that he did in fact die. I think so. So
I loved his character. I would love nothing more for him to be alive.
Yeah, I think it would be outstanding, but it may be something where, we never get that definitive answer. We were talking about that earlier. Mm-hmm. Somebody asked about a few things. That would be another one that we can always wonder about. Was he actually, Jaqen the whole time and still alive? And we never get a definitive answer on it because it does beg the question, why was Jaqen in that cell? He wasn't there unless he wanted to be. He's not going to get captured unless he wants to get captured.
That's for sure.
So I think that's certainly a possibility, but I just don't think we get a definitive answer. Let me just check everything looks good. No internet issues, no drop frames. All right. Tabitha Warren, when will the White Walkers get to the wall? The wall comes down, this is my prediction, the wall comes down the last episode of season 7. So episode 7, the last probably 5 minutes or so, we're going to see it fall. I think we got the hint with the cave. I think he does the same thing he did with the cave.
Well, if there's a running theme, like you said, that it's usually the big episode is the one before the last one.
That is true. In this case, it'll be 6 instead of 9. Something big usually happens in 9. So it could happen. But then, I don't know, 10. It would be kind of a cliffhanger thing to see them kind of crack and they start coming through. And then it kind of goes to, fades to black.
Right.
So I can see that as the kind of the
cliffhanger. That would be the best cliffhanger of all.
All right, let's see. BLW22, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lightbringer is also known as the Red Sword of Heroes. Does that mean that Azor Ahai is a Sith Lord? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I do think Lightbringer is Valyrian steel. I think that the whole Nisa thing is how to make Valyrian steel. That's my take on it. I think it's very metaphorical.
Yeah.
It was made with fire and blood. So that's why I don't think we're going to see a lot of new Valyrian steel if somebody would discover something like, for example, Sam at the Citadel or something. So I think that's what that was. Just my opinion.
How about Lava Dog right there?
Lava Dog. Let's see. Let me stop it. It's just rushing by. Q&A. Settle the Dark Sister whereabouts riddle. We know 3-Eyed Raven took him to the wall alongside Aemon in 23 AC. He has known he favored his bow, but did he carry his sword while ranged beyond the wall? I would think so, Lava Dog, and I actually said this last year, and this is actually the video that got featured in a moviepilot.com article when I spotted, I just saw when Bran and Mira were sitting there talking about Benjen, the sword was leaning against a tree. But they did show Mira grabbing a sword, just kind of a random sword in the cave as they were leaving, but then further inspection, that sword on the tree, leaning against the tree, was actually just Benjen's sword, and it was the same exact sword he carried in season 1 from the Night's Watch. But you would think, at least in the books, that Dark Sister should be with Bloodraven in that cave somewhere. So that could very well be an important question, an important sword in the end game, at least in the books.
Michael Roberts.
Michael,
Michael said he didn't get his super chat question answered.
Michael Roberts. Okay. It's above right after y'all took a break. Okay, let me check that, Michael.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
see it
okay.
before.
I'm sorry. Yes, there is. Sorry, Michael. They're kind of flying in here at the bottom too. Michael Roberts, thank you, sir. Does the Song of Ice and Fire pact restart like an endless cycle? That's a good question. A lot of people think this is definitely a big repeat of history, and this is kind of a big cyclical thing.
It is.
And I think that's kind of the idea is if man continues to decide in this world, right, that, war and this feudalism, if they continue with this feudalism, basically the same thing happens over and over and over again until they actually decide to change it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think if they don't, yes, it's definitely an endless cycle. And somebody's got to break that. They have to break the wheel.
Somebody or something, if they do get the nuclear option that wipes out everything,
yes,
it can't do anything but start over.
Right. Let's see. Tyler, is that Prug or Perg? I'm sorry. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Could the watch hold the wall even with the right gear? Well, if there was no spell broken, possibly, but I don't think they have enough people. But yeah, once the spell's broken, they don't have a chance. I don't think there's going to be a Night's Watch at the end of this thing. Let's see. Celine grabbed Matt Roper. Q&A. Do you think the dragons and White Walkers have some higher awareness of each other? That's interesting.
That is a good question.
I wouldn't think so, but that's kind of cool. A lot of people think, like the White Walkers respond to dragons, but they were active way before then, before the dragons were reborn. And, you had dragons throughout most of the time in Westerosi history before, up to 150 years ago, before our story started. So I don't buy that necessarily, but that's interesting. It is magic. Maybe there's some connection between ice and fire.
I've seen a couple references to when somebody subscribes and that sound happens.
Yes,
it's way louder than our mic. It's
okay.
Like somebody even said horrible or terrible.
Well, let me mute this desktop audio. I don't know if that will make a difference, but yeah, I can't control the Streamlabs sound. Actually, I don't think I control that volume.
Okay.
But let me mute that and see if that helps. That seemed to help last week with something, even though it's in headphones.
Herb says Jaime puts his blade in Cersei's heart and comes out Lightbringer. Jaime is Azor Ahai. Thoughts?
Yeah, honestly, Herb, I don't see Jaime. I would love to see Jaime, kill Cersei and run up north on Team, John or whatever you want to call it, and fight for something bigger. And maybe we will, but I don't think Jaime's got. I don't think his story takes him to the end. I think he's kind of. He becomes the Queen Slayer. to add to his resume, and I think that's about it for Jaime. Just my opinion. I mean, I don't think there's a literal fire sword, if that makes sense. Let's see here.
No way Cersei in any way redeems herself.
I wouldn't think so. I don't
she
think
is set as that character.
I think she
blew everything to Kingdom Come.
Yes, I think she's set on that. She's willing to die for it. She's not going to change. She believes this prophecy so much that she's fulfilled it herself, and I think that's the way it is. She's the Mad Queen, and Jaime ends that reign too. I think that's kind of balanced out there. Carol, thank you, Carol.
Wow, thanks a lot, Carol.
Thank you, Carol. 2 questions. Arya and Sansa reunion first. Great. The ends up with Arya. Hold on one second. Sorry, Carol. It's moving up. First, great. The ends up with Arya backslap of Sansa when she goes all Queen of the North. And what is the price Cersei has to be paid for nuking King's Landing? Yeah. I think there will be some Arya and Sansa drama a little bit, but not. I don't think it's going to be overdone. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because they are sisters, and you kind of saw that in season 6 when I think Sansa was talking to Brienne after they had just escaped, and she had saw Arya and told her she looked well, and she was dressed, and she said she would be kind of missing her sister a little bit. So I think that'll be actually a pretty sweet reunion. John's not going to be there, I don't think. And what is the price Cersei has to pay for nuking King's Landing? I think that's her. I think that's her probably her last resort type of thing. So I think she's aware of the wildfire, and that's where Jaime stops her. Honestly, is what I think. Also, Charlize Q again. Thank you. What is so special about Targaryen blood? Were the Dragon Lords of Valyria a different, more powerful species of human? I don't think they were different species, but I think it's kind of his George R. R. Martin's sci-fi stuff that kind of crept into this about this blood bond with dragons. So that is quote unquote King's blood is Valyrian blood, and that's just one of their things is bonding with dragons, and they learn the magic, they learn Valyrian steel and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's his kind of sci-fi work coming into the fantasy world a little bit, and he's taken from his previous works, and which is really cool if you think about it, bringing DNA and stuff into a fantasy thing with Stark and Targaryen for that matter. And I do think it's the same with the Starks. They just got the power from the first men. I think got the power from the Children of the Forest. Let's see here. I just saw, looks like a good one from James Morris. Q&A, does Bran's ability to appear anywhere in the past open the door for him to affect any and all events in the history of Westeros? Yeah, James, absolutely does. I think so. The question is how much has been changed by, say, Bloodraven or previous Scream series as well. And I think that's kind of why Bloodraven tells him, he essentially lies and says the ink is dry. But we know that's not true because
Ned turned around.
Right. So Ned turned around to see him, and now that's happened every single time, and now it has always happened.
Yeah. That's right. It's always happened.
Right.
Ned stops, turns around.
I think that's why I kind of think that he did play a part in the Mad King going crazy. Bloodraven did. I think that's part of the reason that burned them all. It just fits. I'm sure he was going crazy anyway, but I think Bloodraven may have helped that along a little bit, and that's why he warned Bran not to do it. Let's see here. Ever curious, Q&A, if King's blood is only Targ blood, like you have said, why weren't anyone worried that Mel would harm Mance's son? Well, it's not Targ blood necessarily, but Valyrian blood. So, but I think the show or the characters don't understand that necessarily. They think King's blood is like an actual king. So if you were a king or proclaimed a king or however, they think it's actually something to do with just being a king versus actual Valyrian blood, if that makes sense. So it is. We know it's Valyrian blood as an audience, but the characters think a king's blood just means actually a king's blood.
Exactly.
So if you're it's somehow magical when you become king. You know what I'm saying? So that's why John did the baby swap, I think. Let's see. they're flying by again. Hold on, trying to grab one, guys. Sorry. Hunter Dry Q&A. What do you think about ice dragons? I don't think there's going to be ice dragons personally, and the only reason, and I've said this before, I think, but only because George R. R. Martin had to write in, or had to be kind of talked into fire dragons in the books. So imagine this story without fire dragons whatsoever. That's the way it originally was going to go.
Christian Sailor says, "Do you think we'll be able to see Euron's badass Valyrian armor?"
Yeah. Well, we don't really know if that exists. I mean, Damphair saw that when he was under the influence of Nightshade. So does that happen? Does it exist? We don't really know that. We need the Winds of Winter so we can find out some of these damn answers. But yeah, he saw that under the influence of Nightshade, according to the Forsaken chapter. So is that true? Does he actually have some? I think it'd be damn cool to see. I think we just got a super chat. Oh, Pre Figueredo. Thank you, Pre.
Thanks, Pre. Thanks so much.
Hey, Chris and James, looking great as always. Happy not to miss this live video. Thank you so much, Pre. Appreciate that. And she is also a Patreon, so thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much. I'm glad you made it.
Let's see, what was King McKay? King McKay, I don't think Bloodraven lied when he said the ink is dry. I think Bran always went back and it's a self-completing loop. Yeah, technically, right, it is, but it's always happened that way, and that's the kind of the Hodor, closed loop, right? I guess that's what you call it technically, a closed loop. It was always, there's no entry and exit point, so don't try to make sense of it. So yeah, technically you're right, it was always going to happen that way. Let's see here.
Another super chat just popped up.
All right. Stephen Hart, too late to intro other Stark warging abilities. I don't know. I was kind of thinking that in the show they could actually do the Jon thing. I don't think they will. I mean, I'm not like betting on it.
Yeah, I don't think it's too late.
I don't think it's too late for Jon, only because we think in the show, well, the books too, but we know he's a warg in the books. It would be cool for that to be part of his, he finds out who he is, both sides, but then he's not just Targaryen, but he still has the Stark blood, and possibly that has something to do with his magical abilities in the end game. So I don't think it's too late, but I wouldn't bet on it either. And also Austin Woods, thank you, Austin. I don't see a question, Austin, so if you had a question, retype that. I don't know if you meant that or not, but appreciate it either way.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wendy Snow. There's Wendy QA. Okay. Yeah.
Great. You do Wendy's, yeah.
Will you point to this one?
Yep.
Okay. Wendy Q&A. Mad Cersei making a deal with the Night King theory annoys the hell out of me. Here's why. Can the Night King talk? I thought the White Walkers had their own communication.
We've talked about
this.
Yeah,
we actually talked about this last week. I don't think that either, Wendy. I think that she only joins him in the sense of betraying other people, but not directly. So yeah, I mean, the question is how did Craster, communicate and get that pact going? Somehow they did it before the Night's King story. Craster did it, so somehow they can be communicated with, and I think that's kind of part of the end game, how to figure that out if there's going to be a repeat in a pact.
It would be cool if that's where the Mountain Night King thing comes in.
Yes. Yes. The Order 1814. Thank you, sir, for helping moderate as well.
Yeah, thank you.
And that was I'm losing it. Where was it? Where'd it go? From Timo. Okay, from Timo 30 Q&A. Do you think Little Sam could turn into a White Walker if touched by dragon glass or Valyrian steel, like the finger Night King used to turn the other baby? I wouldn't think so, unless it's the actual Night King himself. I wouldn't think that dragon glass in and of itself could do anything to him, just because he's related. But because it had to go in his heart, if that makes sense? So I don't know if just touching anything would do anything. Obviously, with the Night King himself, touching his cheek works. So
would there be any effect though?
I wouldn't think so. Just being,
you wouldn't give him a Valyrian steel teething ring.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that might be a Valyrian steel teething ring. Damn. Oh Lord. Okay. Let's see. What is J Scar? Answer Ferrari question, James. Please. Might be a good pick me up.
All right.
Okay, where's Ferrari? Where's Ferrari's question for James? Did we miss that? I'm sure.
It might not be directly for me, but yeah, J Scar likes.
Oh, there he is. There's Ferrari F50.
Oh shit, it is to me. James, how much would it cost for you to strip at a bachelorette party?
Oh Lord,
man, I work cheap, brother, and I am. Oh gosh.
Oh shit.
A lot of things embarrass me, but getting naked is not one of them.
Oh God, man. Y'all take this offline.
No, I'm just.
Oh
guess
shit.
That's the old hippie in me.
No, that's funny. All right. Q&A. Diego Armando Nereves Ponte. Damn, that's a long name. I hope I didn't butcher that, by the way. Thanks, Diego. Q&A. What if the Night's King is an ice and fire son? I think he's definitely an ice son. I think he's a proto Stark. I think that's why they picked him, and that's kind of the ice side to Dany's fire.
Right.
And Jon is both. So I do think he was a proto Stark. Tarzan's laughing at your prices, apparently. I guess you're
dollar bills, y'all.
Shit. Oh damn. Let's see what we got. There's Big Cincy Q&A. Chris, do you think the Hound could be? Sorry, let me stop it. You think the Hound could be the downfall for Littlefinger when he reveals how Ned betrayed him? Go Bengals. No Bengals, and yes, I think it very well could be. That is information that Arya knows, and that could very well be his downfall, or the thing that makes her snap and say, "Okay, kill him, Bran," or Arya, or however he goes out.
I'm glad that got through because I saw he said his questions kept getting deleted. I don't know if that was a Nightbot thing. Or
it could be Nightbot if there's any caps, or matter of fact, he's warming Joaquin there. Joaquin Kilpatrick, what's up? We just spoke yesterday or earlier today.
But Big Cincy, I did like Icky Woods back in the day for his amazing rookie season.
Oh yes, and I think we just got another super chat. Did I say one pop in? I thought so.
I did too.
Okay, no, that's still pre-showing there. But I thought I saw, or maybe it was just a subscriber. Okay, because last one was Austin. Okay.
You want to check the other just to be safe?
Yeah, let me check Streamlabs. It could have been that as well. We had to keep switching to that. Okay, we do have one, I think. Yes, anyone 13, is that right? Or any on 13? Q&A. Thank you so much for that, by the way. Q&A. Do you think Euron's show storyline will include any blood magic and prophecy like in the book? I still haven't given up hope on Dragonbinder making an appearance. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I said this last week a little bit. I don't think we're going to see Dragonbinder, and because it should have been introduced in the King's Moot like it was in the books if they were going to use it. But he used the whole thing to try to get Dany by using his fleet. But
damn, that's a good game changer.
Yes, it would definitely be a game changer. So I don't think so. I think they're they got the pieces on the board and they're going to start wiping them out. That makes sense. So I don't think we're going to see him use any blood magic and sorcery and Dragonbinder for sure, because that should have been the tool used to get Dany versus they used his fleet as a tool in the show to try to get her allegiance.
Show Euron's basically going to kind of fizzle.
I do. I think it's kind of the Cersei team up for the show, I think, and it's really not going to be badass, crazy, insane Euron from the books. So anyway, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Okay, the order is thank you. The order 1814 from Fitz Panda. Kune, do you think Ice 2.0 will be reforged since Gendry worked for Tabo Mott and know how to work Valyrian steel? I hope so. I hope at least, if there's any happy moments at the end of this damn thing, that Oathkeeper and Widow's Wail will be reforged, and it could happen with Jaime somehow, because apparently he's going to have Widow's Wail, which was Joffrey's sword, made from ice. So I think that's possible, and I think Gendry would know how. And there also is an order over in Essos that knows how to work Valyrian steel, the Smiths of Cahor. So it's definitely people there that know how to do it. The question is, are they all going to die? So do they have time to do that right now?
Basically putting Ned's sword back together again.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
But I think Ned's sword was too big, man.
Yeah, great sword. It was not good for battle. He did not use it in battle pretty much. He just used it to behead people. Stephen Hart says, "Screw you, Nightbot. It was an accident." Sorry, Stephen. Yes, I can alter the settings, but it takes care of a lot of stuff. So sorry if he got timed out there. He's insane.
You think we'll see the turning?
Yeah, there's
there
Hoon Jive. Is that Hoon Jive? Q&A, do you think we'll see the turning of Harrenhal and the God's Eye in season 7? Yes. Not necessarily the God's Eye. Maybe not quite yet, but I would hope so in the sense that they show the tourney, and then we see it kind of there since Harrenhal is so close to the lake.
Yeah. Yeah,
to kind of give you a little hint of the end game. So I hope so, and I think that would be one of the first visions that we see from Bran in season 7. We got to see the Rhaegar story and all that good stuff, and Lyanna.
It'll be their way of saying, "Hey guys, are you noticing this?" Or
yeah, right.
"Hey guys, have you watched Smokescreen's
yeah.
Dragon Raised by Wolf series?"
Yeah, exactly. Which basically fizzled out. Everybody watched the first one, and then they just dropped in half from everyone that point on. Austin Woods, thank you, Austin. Again, do you think Jon will bend the knee to Dany or try to enter into an even partnership? I think Jon is more worried about the others than politics.
He is.
I agree, and that's why I don't think he will bend the knee. I think he will actually go there. I think she will summon everybody, for that matter, send ravens to everybody when she gets to Dragonstone. He will go, realizing, wait a minute, she's got dragons, and say, look, I'm not bending the knee right now. We got to deal with this. After this, I don't give a damn, you know.
Yeah.
But I won't do it now until you help me. Let's go, you know, kick ass. That's basically the way I see it.
And I think Jon feels like, you know, I've already died one time, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'll be around after this. Just help me get through this,
right.
You know.
Exactly. Mew says she watched all Dragon Raised by Wolves, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, it was just odd. We put out the first one, it did pretty good, and the second one did like half as good, and the third one did half as good, and then the fourth one even less. So, Amber Littlefinger, $5. Thank you. Do you think Ned could have been married to Ashara before he was forced to marry Cat to save the realm? That the baby she lost is actually Ned's. I don't necessarily think they were married, but I do think that he was in love with Ashara Dane, and that was part of his backstory about what he had to go through. He wasn't the eldest brother. He wasn't going to be Lord. Then Brandon goes and gets himself killed, and that was part of his pain and suffering and all this good stuff about his backstory. It makes his character a lot deeper to have been in love and then having to marry Cat out of obligation or duty. So I definitely think that was the case. And, I'm not really sure if the baby she lost was Ned's. It could have been, certainly possible. It makes sense that it would be, but you never really know. I don't necessarily think we'll get that answer either. So thank you, Amber. Let's see here. Nightbot needs to take a walk of atonement. Shame, Nightbot. What are you doing?
Yeah, there you saw it.
Which one? It
looked like Celine was passing on a question, I think.
I'm clicking the wrong spot.
No, it's the order 1814.
The order from Matt M. Q&A. While rewatching, I noticed that Craster said he had 99 sons right before little Sam was born, presumably making him the 100th. Any ideas on whether or not that's significant? I've thought about that before, and a lot of people have asked that as far as the numbers. I'm not really sure. There is a reason he's still alive. Otherwise, they could have just had him stay at Sam's place or something. So it could be, and they are keeping him there for a reason. It's almost like John's the 998th Lord Commander, I believe. Ed would make 999, I think. So it makes you wonder if there's something with the thousandths there too, with these numbers, coming in nice even numbers. So it's certainly a possibility. And you think there would be a reason that baby Sam's still there. Maybe it's just for continuity. But honestly, I don't really know. Because there's probably been a lot of babies that died and didn't become White Walkers that wasn't necessarily important. But we did see the White Walker going after little Sam. So, honestly, I don't know, but I think he's there for a reason. Frodo Doodle Q&A, where whoever kills Cersei has to kill the mountain first. What is his Achilles heel? Yeah, I think it's fire. I mean, I think it's the way it goes down. It has to. I don't have to.
I hope the Hound's involved. We've talked about that before.
Absolutely.
Just turn the tables on his ass.
But again, we talked about that, but we also said I think the Hound's, I wish, his arc was great. He kind of came back from this thing with the and he tried to escape all this violence, and he couldn't. And it was a perfect arc for him.
For him, yeah, to use. You're talking about in the war against the White Walkers
Yes,
and everything.
and that,
instead of, Clegane Bowl.
Instead of Clegane Bowl and focusing on his brother.
Right. I agree. That's way more important.
Yep. Q&A, would Germ ever finish Winds of Winter? Ancient Mystic 87. I think it's basically done. I think it's just a couple touch-ups or rewrites or possibly even completely done. And I don't know. But yeah, it's got to be pretty damn close.
Celine has a question of her own.
Celine, Q&A from me. Do you think that the White Walkers want to die, be released from their existence? Celine, we talked about that, remember, in part 4. I think that was one of our options, so to speak.
Right.
Like, they either want to wipe out the world and meet their maker and destroy them, which we've seen them do, at least in the show. I do think there's more children at the God's Eye. But we also talked about, could they actually want to be released from this spell, this curse?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I think there is a way.
Yeah, we did talk about a way that could happen by removing that piece of dragon glass. Mimi Gothan, thank you. Just because. Thank you so much for that,
Thank
Mimi.
you.
Let's see. The Order 18 from Big Cincy again. Q&A, Chris, do you think that Sam could find a huge stash of small pieces of Valyrian steel? They have to get the links for their maester chain somehow. Yeah, they obviously have to have some there to be able to reforge it. So it's certainly possible. Honestly, I just don't see that there's going to be, a lot of Valyrian steel sought after. There's just not enough. They may try to get some and scrounge them up and use what they can, but those really have no effect on the whites, just the White Walkers. So it's like there's really no point to that almost. But yes, they do have to have some if they're still reforging their chains. But keep in mind, only 1 in 100 maesters get a Valyrian steel link, if that.
True.
So there's not that much, but obviously they're making it from something or reforging them. Let's see. And we still have 500 people watching almost. Wow. Let's see. Andy B says, I'm itching to see Littlefinger get his comeuppance. Yes. I hope he goes out the damn window again. We've talked about that several times. I hope he goes out the window. Bran went out. The Moon Door would work too.
Well, they are flying.
They are flying. Let me just grab something here. I'm about to lose my voice. I'm getting hoarse. Q&A, is Gendry really Cersei's baby? She said she died, and that was from CZ. I'm sorry, CZ and Seasoned Smoker or Seasoned Smoker 420. Yeah, we said that earlier. I don't know. Possibly in the show they seem to be hinting at that a little bit, but the books apparently Cersei never had that first child due to Moon Tea. So I wouldn't think so.
Is there
I don't
a way
see that? That would be weird. With it would have to be somebody like
somebody. You're saying they're basically saying somebody lied and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, your baby died." I mean, because for a mom to not know,
and she never visited the crypts and all that, but that would have to be somebody like Varys.
Right.
Now, could it that been...
That's a hell of a move early in the game.
Right, but if he's already part of this Targaryen thing and he's been on that train ever before that even happened, why would he worry about a Baratheon? But you never know. He could have had a secondary plan.
Yeah.
So certainly possible. Let's see here. Got Mike, Q&A, prettier Jamie or me? No. No, Mike. Let's see. Oh, we got a super chat. Sorry, T. Hughes.
T. Hughes.
Thank you, T. Hughes. Cool spinoff, in my opinion, will be backstories of Ned, Robert, Lannisters, Littlefinger, Targaryens, etc., culminating in the last 1 or 2 seasons of Robert's Rebellion. Also, Dragon Raised by Wolves Part 1 through 4 were awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, nobody talks about Lannister's backstory a lot. I would love to see a young Tywin.
Yeah, absolutely. Tywin was hand of the king for 20 years with Aerys, and he was kind of a normal guy, and you would like to see those days for sure. I think anything with the relatable characters in the younger days would be great.
Yeah,
especially for TV watchers only.
At least give us not too many generation gap.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Dylan, will the Night's Watch members be all killed when the walkers come through the wall if John and the forces aren't there? Dylan, I think so. I feel bad for Ed. I feel bad for Dolores Ed, and I think they're going to be slaughtered. I don't think there's going to be a Night's Watch at the end of this thing. I don't think there's going to be a need for it, honestly. Let's see. Ben Murto says Q&A. Filmy Bay asks, why did the White Walkers pass on killing Sam twice? Well, I don't think the time at the Fist of the First Men, I don't think you actually saw him. I think that was an editing trick to finally get a close-up of a White Walker, really close up. So I don't think he necessarily saw him
looking
there.
in that general direction,
yes,
and missed him.
Yeah, and he did his little scream thing to kind of get the army to go. So I don't think he actually saw Sam there because
they're too wicked to just.
Yeah, I mean, definitely in the beginning with Will or Garrett in the books or whatever, letting him live to tell the story.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. But with Sam, they had just fought the Night's Watch and killed a lot of them, not all of them for that matter. So it would be weird for this to not randomly leave Sam alive. Let's see. Callum Durkin, do you think John will warg a dragon due to his Targ Stark blood? Sorry, let me grab it here. I think it would be ironic because many Targs believe they could turn into a dragon. He would be the first to kind of do it.
True.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, a good point actually. We were talking about that before with the whole Bran warging a dragon thing.
Mm-hmm.
It would actually make more sense if it was John.
It really would. It would.
Because that would kind of give you, he'd be using his ice side Stark abilities and his fire side Targ abilities. So that would make sense to me. That makes sense to me that he could actually warg a dragon. Maybe Bran couldn't,
Yeah. Very possible he could.
So I think that could be what we were talking about before, introducing that warging idea in season 7 or 8.
He may do it at Bran's direction.
Yeah, true.
True. Somehow.
Miss Melissa Israel, sorry Melissa, I'm trying to find it again. Could the Lone Knight reach Essos? Does Essos get a winner? I think so. We talked about it a little bit this last week. I mean, this is where all the legends come from. So I think it's certainly possible. I think in the show, again, we probably won't see Essos anymore, or very little for that matter. But I think it's certainly possible in the books for sure, because that's where all the legends come from anyway. All the Azor Ahai prophecy. So apparently they've experienced it too. And you also have the 5 forts above Yeti, which kind of suggests that there used to be at least that a Long Night affected them as well. So.
Fractured. What did she say, caller?
Was it Sarah?
I think so.
I think it was Sarah. Q&A, given that fire seems to powers against them, how would a White Walker safely blow Dragonbinder? See, I don't think so. I don't think they could. I think that would kill them. I think that's because I do think Dragonfire will kill a White Walker, not regular fire. So magic involved with fire magic, Valyrian fire magic. Yeah, I think that would probably wipe him out. Let's see. I think I heard something pop in there. Was that just another Doc Holliday again? Thank you, Doc. I think the books are done. Trying not to spoil the story for the larger percentage of the show watchers. You think the books are done? They're trying not to spoil. Yeah, that's possible. I mean, I don't know. It's just he writes so slow, and he says he writes so slow. So I don't know. I definitely don't see both of them being done at the same time, but it could be. I mean, you never know. Like
you said earlier, it would be a cool.
That would be that'd be cool. It'd be a little twist there, and everybody be like happy instead of like giving him shit all the time. So you'd think he'd get to work.
And it is a good point, because if they were released, people would devour them.
Oh,
and then the show,
it wouldn't.
The ratings, I'm not saying they would plummet, but it would be affected.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It might actually increase it.
All the books.
Yeah, I mean, it would be. I don't think it would affect sales at all. I mean, they could release them simultaneously. Be awesome. All right, what do you say? We've been another 40-something minutes since we took it. Let's take another quick break.
It's about what we do every week.
About the same time every week. So let's do that. We'll take another quick break, and it's about 11:40, and we can't stay quite as long tonight, and so we'll take a quick break and come back and get another session in. So thanks for hanging out. We'll be right back. All right. We are back, and let me check everything as usual. Real quick.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we should probably sound the same, but hopefully it's improved. And let me check Streamlabs. And Tanner, by the way, if you're still on here, I just got your messages. I will get back to you after this. Let's see. Fitz Panda, was that the last one we asked about ice? Or answered, I'm sorry, about ice? Yep, that was right. Yep.
Yeah,
I believe so. Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, Fitz Panda, just in case, appreciate the donation. Do you think ice will be reforged since again you work for Tyler Mott? Yeah, we did talk about that, yeah. I think,
yes, we did.
Yep, okay, just making sure. All right. Let's see here. The Order 18 has another one from somebody here, from John Targaryen. What do you think of the Widow's Well being used to kill Cersei? Yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I do. I think the names are very important.
That's poetic right there.
Yeah, poetic justice, and I think the names have importance. And we mentioned before, speaking of names, Heartsbane.
Oh, yeah,
Sam got
right.
Heartsbane for a reason, and I think Heartsbane will be used in the ending of this thing. Kyle Starling, I'm calling it now, Lightbringer's Baelish's dagger. Yes. There are lots of daggers. There are lots of Lear Steel daggers in our story. They just they're not mentioned a lot.
Mike Bushnell said it's still sunny outside.
Sunny where?
Yeah, really.
We're going 5 hours. Yeah. We can't deny it. Unfortunately. We can't go. We've been going about 3 hours and 20 minutes ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a stand up set tonight. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see here. Let me grab that one. I think, the Hoyle Man Q&A. Are you guys ever going to have other guests on your show with you in the future? I think it's a win-win. Get other ideas and mix it as well. Yeah, I would love to. And possibly through other YouTubers. Yeah, I'll be doing for sure on my end. I'll be doing some collabs with other YouTubers coming up. So that will definitely happen. And I would love to get another opinion if you're talking about live streams.
Yeah, we've talked
from
about
time to time.
revamping the set to accommodate more people.
Yeah, we'd probably have to figure out something with Skype or whatever with somebody. Let's see. I don't know. Could y'all hear Riddick going by? I know somebody mentioned Riddick a minute ago. I think it was Carol.
I'm sure they will.
A girl wants to see. Didn't she say a girl wants to see Riddick?
Yes.
Yeah. If I could move this camera, it's up here on this stand, but he's over here chilling on the couch. Gina Q&A. What is Varys' end game? I think the whole end game with Varys was to actually get the Targaryen restoration going on with Dany and possibly Blackfire in the show if you believe Aegon is Fagon. So I think it's that simple. He actually believes, and I think a lot of these characters do, he actually believes what he's doing, even though it was a lot of chaos and killing, is right for the realm. So I think he believes that, just like I think Melisandre believes what she's doing is the right thing for the realm. Let's see. Doug Stewart, Q&A. What if Jon doesn't learn about his mother from the crypts? What will he learn? I think that has to do with Bran and Howland Reed. Howland Reed is the survivor at Tower of Joy that can corroborate what Bran actually saw. So I don't know if he can get information from a statue. A lot of people speculate, a harp down there hidden or something like that, or some other Targaryen relic. I think if there was anything down there, it could only really be a harp, that Ned would possibly bring back from the Tower of Joy. So I think it's got to be with Bran and Howland Reed. Celine got a question from Virginia Ivans. What if Melisandre resurrects the Night King and becomes human again? Just a thought. Interesting. I don't know if that could work. I don't know. That's cool to think about. Because technically he didn't die. I don't know. He just became something else. So I don't know how she would resurrect him. But interesting.
Yeah, I don't see that playing out.
Sugar-free rat would like to say hello. Hello.
Taylor Corley, Q&A predictions on Vision's brand might have this season. Hold on.
Yeah, where did it go? I saw it.
Right there.
Oh.
Other than the tourney at Heron Hall, that brand may have this season.
Good question, Taylor. I think definitely the tourney first. I don't know if we see. I think he might see the first long night to help out with finding out what the hell happened before to kind of, I don't think it's all on Sam necessarily. I think it's a combo thing. So I think the other major one would be probably the first long night. Perhaps, maybe Brand the Builder, construction of the wall, children, how it went down the first time.
Stop that one right there.
Let's see, Mamma Mia.
Great question, I think.
Shalene, can you ask a question for me, please? Q&A, do you think Arya will kill Jaime for pushing Bran, then use his face to get past the mountain and kill Cersei?
That is a great idea.
That's a great idea, for sure. It would still fit the whole Valonqar thing, right? With Jaime being the younger brother. But then again, that's not the show necessarily, but that's a good idea. If they find out, but the problem is Bran can go back and see it now. So if he wants to go back and see it.
Oh, shit.
Because he didn't remember it from actually happening, but now he could go back and see it. Maybe that's another flashback, find out why he got pushed out that window. But then again, I don't think Bran is we kind of talked about the thing with Jaime before, if they run into each other, if he knew how would that
true.
go down.
We did talk about that.
So I don't think Bran's focused on like petty revenge, since he kind of knew it was part of his destiny, so to speak, or whatever. So, but then again, that would be very cool and kind of fit everything. So, good idea.
I think we had a super chat come in.
Okay, let me check here. Jen Williams, yes, a lot of people believe that Sam is reading from a book to unknown people, but what if it's Tyrion reading, maybe before he enters a great hall? Thank you, Jen, for that. So are you saying, I guess you're saying Sam at the end of this thing, instead of Sam reading, Tyrion's actually reading? That's interesting. Maybe he's reading this thing while sipping on Imp's Delight, like we talked about.
Right. Which is,
in Castle Rock or wherever it may be. That is a cool idea. He mentions the reading thing a lot. He needs a book like a mind needs a book like a sword needs a whetstone. Muse, thank you so much for the little donation, but I don't see a question. I'm not sure if you meant for there to be a question. Sometimes
if you did, ask again. We will see.
Yeah, please do. Sometimes they don't pop up when you type them for some reason. Carol Brown again. Thank you, Carol. Another donation through Super Chat Q&A. What would a convo between Varys and Qyburn be like? And how about them Wizards? The Wizards, I didn't know they were still in the NBA. If that's who you're talking. No, I'm kidding. I kind of watched the Wizards in the Jordan years, honestly, but I wish it would have never happened. So, but no, I'm not even keeping up with the playoffs right now because I know it's going to be Golden State and Cleveland. Let's see. Varys and Qyburn. I don't know. Qyburn, I don't know. I think more interesting would be, I don't know, Varys and Littlefinger again. Qyburn, I don't really know. Varys would, I think he probably still controls the birds. I think he probably would still have sway over them versus Qyburn. Because they were asking him before, like, is Varys going to return, and Lord Varys going to return? So I think that, Qyburn may think he has all the little birds in his control, but Varys still has the little birds. Let's see. Oh, we got another super chat there. BLW22. Q&A, will the Hound and Bran meet again? I think they will. I think they will up north or heading up north or something to that effect. And I don't think there would be bad blood.
I don't either.
I really don't. I mean, even he said to Brother Ray there in the show, it was a woman. Actually reminded him of that.
Yeah, exactly.
When he said, how many men did it take to take you down?
Exactly, he did. Good point.
So I think there's a respect there now, for sure.
Damn sure better be. That was a hell of a fight.
Yes, it was. Pre says, Q&A, what do you guys expect to see in the SN official trailer? Season 7 official trailer. I don't know. I think this first little, the pictures we just saw were probably all from very early in the season, if not maybe one episode, because you had the various pictures of everybody. So I think it's going to kind of focus on, winter's coming.
Yeah,
or winter's here. Winter's here.
We'll see the wall in the first trailer because it was already in
the Night King eye.
In the eye, so they'll show some of the wall for sure.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see hints as to basically the theme of this ending. Winter's here now. Snow in King's Landing, perhaps we'll definitely see that in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that to kind of indicate winter's here, actually here when we've been hearing it for 5 seasons. Winter's coming, or now 6, but winter finally got here last season. So I would think that kind of theme, if that makes sense. Probably a few dragon things, I'm sure, to get us pumped up with Dany and all that stuff. And Dany definitely arriving in Westeros on Dragonstone.
I think a super chat popped in.
Okay, we do have another one from Ian again. Thank you, Ian.
Thanks so much.
What comes first, Cersei dies or Winter in King's Landing? Good question. I think Cersei. I would guess around the same time for
Almost,
the season.
Yeah.
Because I think we're definitely going to see it snowing in King's Landing, and I think Cersei has to die at the end of the season. I know apparently the actors came on again for season 8, but that doesn't mean she's not playing a corpse, or maybe she does last through early season 8. So I would think about the same time, but I would guess just based off that we'll see the winter technically first, and maybe Cersei dies in like early season 8 or something.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like the last episode this season.
But if she does, has signed on for season 8 and dies off early, it still would go with your idea that the last episode of this season.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because it would take them a little while to get down there, so I could see that happening the first couple episodes.
All right, let's see. Mega G-Man 50 Q&A, how do you think Grey Worm and Missandei sex scene's going to go?
Oh,
God. I'm not sure. They'll cuddle. Let's see here.
If you don't have it in the hips, you better have it in the lips. That's what I've heard.
Damn. Yes, that's it. They're going to cuddle for sure.
A question for me, boxing question.
Where we go? Oh,
Najid Ali. Q&A boxing question for James. What did you think of Anthony Joshua's victory over Klitschko? Any predictions for Triple G Canelo? Okay, real quickly, because I know a lot of people don't like it when we talk sports on here, but I loved the Joshua Klitschko fight. I thought Klitschko he had a great showing of himself, and he even had Joshua down at one point. I think the Canelo that we saw fight Saturday night, that just dusted Chavez Jr.
Yes.
I mean, it was like a sparring session for him.
It was horrible.
If that Canelo shows up, which he probably will, the Triple G Canelo fight could be like Hagler Hearns for our generation. Well, that was kind of my generation too, but for the new generation,
right?
I think it'd be a great fight.
All right, Callum, I was at the fight. Cool, yeah, that
very cool.
That wasn't the last one. Was not a fight.
You were at the Joshua Klitschko fight. There were 92,000 people there.
Yes,
man, that's crazy.
That was a great fight. The other one, not so much. Let's see. Sir Pounce, the Furious have to get going. It was fun. Love your videos. Hope everyone has a good night. Thank you for hanging out, Sir Pounce.
Thanks so much. Good night.
Have a good one. Let's see. Mike, James Sports Channel is Daily Use of Sports Trivia. You can link to it from my channel, the related channels on the side, the right side.
Celine's got it.
What's that? Celine. Yeah,
Thanks, Celine.
Never mind. I forgot we had a super mod. We had a super moderator. She's already got the link going and everything. Why do I keep clicking that?
I saw Amber Tilton.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find. I just saw Amber. There it is. Amber Tilton, Chris, how is it Bloodraven was never touched by the Night King after all that time when he touched Bran so easily? I don't think, because I think Bloodraven didn't do. He was cautious. I think.
I do too.
I think he was just
that's
cautious.
really what it was.
And we don't know anything about how he got trained either. So, he might have had a better teacher.
Right.
I do think there was a line of green seers going back, basically forever. So yeah, I think he was just cautious, which was kind of the thing he was trying to tell Bran.
And by the look that he gave Bloodraven,
yes,
it looked like they might have had a couple close run-ins in the past. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, he definitely knew who he was.
Like, I got you now.
Because he came in and stopped and did the little, you saw the little grimace on the little smile. He definitely knew who he was. Jedi mercenary Selena's on top of it. Yes, she is a super moderator for damn sure.
And my super chat question.
Okay, Muse, Q&A, my super chat question. Okay, I didn't. Do we have another one, or was it? Oh, it's the one we missed. Okay,
yeah,
I got you. Will show have Jaqen turn out to be Sirio, and do you think Grey Worm? Do you see Grey Worm making it to the end of the book's TV show? I don't think Jaqen is Sirio. I think they kind of, again, we talked about that a little bit earlier. I think they basically confirmed that Sirio did die off screen, so I don't think that's the case. Although it makes sense that he is, so I don't think that's the case. And then Grey Worm making to the end, I don't see it. Honestly, I don't. I mean, there's not going to be a lot of people left here. We talked about this last week.
He's such a valiant guy. I mean, he's going to step in.
And maybe saving Missandei or Danny, whatever. He's very loyal. I don't see it. And we talked about this last week. There actually may be something to the whole 7 thing. A lot of people like to line up the faith of the 7. Maybe there's 7 people that remain. 7 only.
And I like that idea.
And the whole damn thing. Let's see. You're welcome, Ember. And thank you. Jordan, wargs are not in Game of Thrones. Well, yeah, no, the other Stark children are not in the show, but Bran.
Tony Soprano, Jaqen might be back at the Citadel.
Yeah, it could happen, but I don't think they're going to introduce that storyline in the show. Celine has another one from Jason Star 13. Q&A, do you think the last 13 episodes will be longer or just or an hour as usual? There seems to be too much story to only 13 hours. Yes, I do, Jason. I do think they're going to be longer. Apparently, maybe an hour to 5, an hour to, or an hour to in 10 minutes a piece.
They need to be.
So I think we actually will get about the same amount of footage that we would in a regular 10 season. I'm sorry, 10 episode season.
Good night, Jay Scar. If you are out here,
there's Ho. There's Ho there. Why does James always steal my jokes and pass them off as his?
What the hell did I do?
What, Ho? Yes, there is that's his name, by the way. We're not calling somebody a Ho. That's his actual nickname. Yeah. He's a friend of ours. I don't know. Did you?
I don't remember stealing anything as he is no.
He's just making that shit up, man. No idea. Yeah, Jason, I hope they're an hour and a half. Yeah, I do too. But I think I would guess about an hour and 10 minutes a piece, hour and 15. Maybe it'll vary. Hour 5. Ancient Mystic 87 Q&A. Dragon glass candles in the show. Yeah, I doubt we'll get glass candles in the show. I would hope with Marwyn coming in this year that we would from Marwyn at least a shout out to him. And maybe Sam can use that somehow to communicate with somebody or send John a message or something. That would be very cool, but you would think we would have seen that earlier. This one?
Yeah, Kristen Walter. I want to hear what you think about that.
Okay, Kristen Walter, did Bloodraven jump into Benjen? He seemed to know what Bran has seen. That's a good question, Kristen. I think that not necessarily directly, but I do think Bloodraven essentially lives through the trees. We kind of talked about that before. He's mentioned it. There's a lot of evidence to support that past children and green seers all kind of live forever through the trees. The trees remember, right?
There's a trace of them. Yeah.
There's always something there. So it's kind of a hive mind thing when people die. And they have access to all this forever, essentially, until they're all cut down, apparently. But so I think with the children's magic, the same magic that created the Night King, that Benjen has now a link to that magic too. So he kind of can access all that stuff. So not necessarily Bloodraven directly, but essentially he can access the same information. If that makes sense. That's my take on it.
And Carol Brown, she asked what's up with my channel. I'm assuming she's talking about the
Oh,
Game of
yeah.
Thrones channel.
Yes.
I had a couple deaths, some close people really close to me, back to back in just a couple days. You know, right around the time I was announcing that channel. So
Yeah.
it's a work in progress. Just stay tuned. Thanks, Carol.
It's been a rough one with that, for sure. Let's see. Mike Bushnell Ramsey, best character or favorite character? Pick one. the best villain for damn sure. That's what I pick. Shit. He was the best villain, and now I think Cersei kind of has to take that role, I believe. Let's see. It's Kelso, bruh. Q&A. Do you think the dragons will bond with Jon more? Nope. Hold on one second. I lost it for a second. Do you think the dragons will bond with Jon more? I can see them meeting Jon for the first time, and they sort of bow to him.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
We did.
I think so. I think the dragons will let Jon know some things before a human does.
Yes, I agree. I think we're going to get a lot of hints with that, and dragons will be one of the big hints when they go to Dragonstone. Let's see. Hey, London in Style, how are you?
Anthony Rhodes, Ramsay's death was almost as satisfying as Joffrey's.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yes, I can watch that all day. I just saw, what was I fixing to grab? Jordan, how the dragons kill the White Walker demons? I don't know that they will. I mean, there'll be some, I'm sure, but I don't think it's going to be that clean where they just kill them all.
Mm-hmm.
There's just too many whites for one thing. And then as far as the White Walkers, you know, are they strategic with an army? You know, are they going to be separated? Is it going to be, you know, they're going to be in the background while the whites do the work? I mean, are they going to be on one spot? You know?
I can't wait to see.
Yeah,
I can't.
Exactly. I think there will be probably. We'll find out Dragonfire works, but they're not going to just wipe them out clean. Blackfire Baron all day. Caleb. I think I've seen a super chat. Okay.
Sure did.
Yes. Dragon5616. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Much.
What's west of Westeros? A sun drop. Do you think Arya will head west at the end of the show? I don't know. I mean, it's possible. I don't know if Arya is going to be alive, for one thing. I don't know if she's going to live a second life in a wolf, or that even ends, or she fights in the war. I think she. I was kind of thinking before that the whole Faceless Man thing, the training, the assassin kind of thing, may come in handy with the Night King. So she could have a big role to play in the actual war if we end up. But then again, you have to go back to the thing: is he going to die, or is there going to be a pact? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
it's always.
Yeah, I mean, I know she asked that, and I don't know. I wouldn't. It's possible, but. If she's kind of found her identity again and gets back with her family, I wouldn't think she would take off again. So it really all depends on the end game. Let's see. Pobs Oben, just popping in. Love your channel. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thanks. The Order 1814 had a...
Okay, all right. The Order 1814 has a Lava Dog question. Q&A, Dark Sister. Brennan had left Dark Sister behind with Aemon when he disappeared beyond the wall, knowing he was leaving to become the next 3-hour Raven, keeping it in Targ hands for safekeeping. Yeah, it could be. That's certainly possible. But the show, you know, we should have already seen that, either from the cave or in Aemon's quarters, perhaps, and Sam should have found that. So, yeah, I think Dark Sister will come into play in the books, though. I do think so. Let's see. Q&A, Arya going to wear a White Walker face? That's from Taylor Corley. I don't know about that. I don't know if she, you know, that would be odd for her to change into that and then get the size and everything. We talked about that before. Mm-hmm. How does that work? And we don't know if that's even possible, honestly. Let's see. Q&A, will Joffrey be resurrected? I hope not. I don't think so, Jordan, only because everything that was buried near or in that sept is gone. It is incinerated.
Pieces.
Yeah, it's incinerated, so no bones left to come back. Jason asked again about ice. Will it be reforged? I hope so. They left it open with the Tabo Mott thing or the blacksmith of Kahor in the books. So I think it's possible, and we do see Widow's Will and them come back together for ice.
The one right under it, capital H. That's funny.
Capital H. Q&A, do you think John might be... let me grab it. It keeps rolling up. Do you think John might be overprotective of Arya? Meanwhile, she'll be saying, I'm an assassin.
Right.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What do you mean?
Yeah. What do you mean you're an assassin? Where have you been? Yeah, I'm just badass ninja now. Get the hell out of my way. Yeah, that's true. If they do meet up again, which maybe season 7 later or season 8 possibly.
They'll be like, you stay behind me.
Yeah. Hell no, I'll be in front. So, let's see. Q&A, will Littlefinger be the king of the Ashes? It's certainly possible. I don't see it actually happening like that, but, it's George R. R. Martin. It could, but I think there's going to be, I think just by the name of the last book, A Dream of Spring, there's going to be some small hope,
right.
Some small hope. So that means somebody's got to make a good decision and change the way things are. Let's see. The Order grabbed another question from AJ. Will Jaqen be coming back in season 7 to kill Arya, the face of man, of the most dangerous people in the world? And she basically just said, fuck you, oops, I lost it. I just lost. There it goes. By leaving the training, just leaving. I don't think so. I think he kind of smiled in the sense that he gave her the tools necessary to serve the many-faced God, because in the end, it doesn't matter. A face will be added to the hall. I think that line actually gave you the clue that he don't care. Here's what you need. Take him out. You know what I mean? So I don't think they care. She proved herself with the waif. All right, I know we got to get off a little bit earlier tonight, so you want to do another quick break, another short segment? What do you want? What are you feeling?
I feel like, maybe another quick break and come back and wrap it up. Maybe the moderators can help us pick out some good questions and put a nice bow on it.
All right, let's do that then. All right, so yeah, we're at 2 minutes and like 13 seconds, or 2 hours, I'm sorry, and 13 seconds. So, all right, we'll do that, guys. We'll take one more quick break and then do another little short kind of segment. And we kind of got to get out here a little bit earlier tonight. We've been going like 3 hours and 20 minutes, and we're at 2:20 now. So we'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out. right, all right. There we go. We should be back.
We are back.
Let me, as usual, double check everything. And I want to double check Streamlabs really quick. Let's see. Okay. That is updated. All right.
I found a question for you while we were on break.
Okay.
It's from Alan Ellis. It says Jordan versus Kobe. Chris.
Basketball.
Good question.
Yeah, Jordan. Jordan for sure. I will say I think Kobe's probably the second on the list.
Yeah, he's Jordan 2.0.
Jordan 2.0. But I kind of go by Phil Jackson. Only, as far as, what he said about Kobe and Jordan, the difference between them. Like Kobe, he's competitive like Jordan. He's got that killer instinct, but it stopped when he walked off the court. Jordan, it never stopped.
Right.
His hands, the glove hands that he had, it gave him an advantage. And you can clearly see that Kobe modeled his game after Jordan.
Clearly.
And
he was open about it, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people did. But yeah, I have a lot of respect for Kobe. Jordan was stronger physically, and played in a different era.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but I do think, Jordan's a GOAT, no doubt about it. I know people can't see that these days. It's the era of the guards, but and VHS tape doesn't do it justice.
I agree.
But I watched him play in person many, many times. All right. Let's see. Ryan Shelby is Arya's Sith Lord now. Yeah, right now she is. She is for sure. And I think she needs the Hound to bring her back to reality a little bit. Let's see. Raul, hey guys, greetings from India. Love your videos. Keep up the great work. Q&A could Tyrion be Danny's third betrayal? Thank you, Raul. It's possible. Mokoro, I'm sorry, not Mokoro, but Quaith did warn Danny in the books about all these people, including Tyrion, I believe, but I don't think it necessarily means they're going to betray her. So I don't see it, but then again, in the books, we haven't had the Tyrion, Danny meetup yet. He's right outside Marine in the books. So I wouldn't think so, but you never know. Third betrayal could actually be John, in my opinion. Let's see. Rick Moore 209 says, my dog is looking for the German Shepherd.
Riddick?
Yeah, Riddick's over here upside down on the couch. He's chilling upside down. Let's see here. We got another super chat, somebody said. Did we? I didn't. Let me check. Yes, we did, I think. Let's see. Yes, we did, actually, too. Is that Hunnell Carey? Or Hunell Carey? Thank you so much for that. Sorry late tuning in, but who made the audio you're using during your break? Loved listening to these guys. This is actually from, it's called Stepping Along the Sky. It's from a channel, I believe I got it from a channel called Technoax, which is royalty-free stuff, and so I thought it was kind of cool, so I use it for that and for the gaming channel too.
It is very cool.
I think I have the link in the description to that. I should have, or maybe I removed it because I had that music before. I'll put the link in the description when this video is over. So if you go back to this will post as a video afterwards. I'll change the description, add the link to that music. I have that. I thought I had it in there already, but I guess I removed it.
And then we got another one from Jedi Mercanti.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. We do.
Jedi Mercenary.
Yes.
Sorry.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts about Timett inheriting the veil? Tyrion promised it to him, and Lannisters always pay their debts. Love you guys. Keep it up.
Yeah, that's a good question. And actually, I was just finishing editing today on that episode in season 1. I think it's possible. He pays. Lannisters always pay their debts, but then again, I don't know. They kind of left when they got all the stuff they got from Tywin. Kind of happy about it. So
right.
But yeah, in the end of this thing, if Littlefinger gets wiped out and Sweet Robin,
that would be pretty cool.
It could go to lesser, the small folk, the mountain clans. So I think it's certainly possible. We'll see if they close that little loophole.
That was one of my favorite Tyrion scenes. I mean,
yes,
right on the edge of death again.
Yeah, Lannister Smith shit better gold. Smack with a damn axe in his face. first battle scar. Let's see. Let's see. We got another super chat from Karina. Thank you, Karina Hunter. Q&A. Any chance you do reviews for trailers, movies, etc.? Example, volume of Guardians of the Galaxy. Love to hear your take, regardless of having a lot of GOT knowledge.
Thanks, Karina.
Interesting you asked,
That's
Karina.
funny.
I will have an announcement very, very soon about another little project coming up that should be coming in the next couple weeks. And yes, we will be talking about a lot of other things other than Game of Thrones.
Yes.
So yes, Karina, for sure. And I will let you know, you guys know the details on that very, very, very soon. So I'm actually exciting stuff. Yes. All right. Let's see here. Let's take a couple more before we wrap this thing up. And let's see. What did I just see there? Tom Barrett, Q&A, do you think Sansa will die before the end of the show? I think she will. I kind of said this before. If I had to pick another Stark, which we may lose a couple Starks, but I think she will in a way. I don't see her being at the end of this thing.
I think because of her geographical location, when the shit hits the fan.
Yeah, in the show at least. Now she is in the Vale in the book still. She's not in Winterfell at all. So we'll see what happens there. But in the show, I got a feeling she may not make it to the end, or she makes it to the end, very close to the end, but doesn't survive the damn war. Let's see. Cooper Gates question: Rick from The Walking Dead versus the White Walkers. Yeah, I don't know. Rick may stand a chance. Well, he finds a way, don't he? Rick Grimes,
yeah.
Coral, he finds a way. So I don't know. That'd be a tough one.
He'll be on his knees in front of Night's King. That look on his face.
Good night, Tarzan. Going to watch American Gods. I still need to check that out. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Tarzan. Appreciate it, man.
Buddy.
Have a good one. I'll be hollering at you soon. Let's see. Apparently Carrie had a question somewhere, but I lost it. I have no idea where it's at or how far up that thing is. Oh, here it is. Carrie Nevis, Q&A, could Ice have been Lightbringer and was split into two because Azor Ahai came back as two people, John and Dany? Ah, very cool. Certainly possible. I mean, it kind of fits with my idea of Azor Ahai not being one single person.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, yeah, I think that's possible. Not necessarily Ice literally, but in the idea that multiple people.
Yeah.
You know, not one. We have a literal kind of Dany fitting the prophecy and John kind of metaphorically. So it's cool. I think it's a good idea. Let's see. I think we got a super chat. C. Goslin, thank you so much, C. Goslin. Thoughts on how Gendry will meet Dany or John? I think Gendry will be pulled from King's Landing and taken to Dany.
Directly to
Dany, because he will essentially be made through Dany's being the queen, self-proclaimed queen, Lord of the Stormlands. So I think he will be taken as part of this deal or whatever happens, because I think Dany lands and sends the ravens out, and kind of like Aegon the Conqueror did. Here I am. I'm going to be the queen now. You can live in my new world or die in your old one. You know, so right. I think that's basically what's going to happen. And Gendry that'll be a good political alliance to get the Baratheons back to some kind of order. All right, couple more. It's getting late. Trying to grab one.
Celine, a woman.
Drogon and Ghost took up. Yeah, I do want to see them meet. I want to see Drogon and Ghost meet. That would be interesting. Ghost would be a little jealous that the dragon likes him, right? Let's see.
Very true, Celine.
David 252. TNA. I don't know if that was on purpose, but Q&A. He says TNA. Were Ned's broken promises? What were Ned's broken? Maybe telling John about his parents and helping him claim his birthright. Yeah, I mean, I think that's basically what it boils down to. Is he wanted to go back and tell him at some point, but never got a chance to do so. I think that's basically it. Yeah.
TNA. Freudian slip.
Yeah, exactly. Good way to get somebody's attention, though, right? There you go, James. That was your question kind of last week. Would there be Dragon Riders from Scott Killaw?
Yes, there will.
I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name again.
Yes, just like in the past, there will be 3 Dragon Riders. There will be Danny, of course. We've seen that. Tyrion and Jon will round out the pack.
And will we see a 4th?
You know, maybe.
Throw it off a little bit.
Maybe so. I was thinking that because the dragons have to stop and rest. They just can't fly forever. One of the dragons, its rider will escape, but the dragon will be overrun by whites and killed, and then
I'm kind of picturing that scene now.
Resurrected by the Night King, and he will ride the damn thing.
I could see it. It would definitely be a damn good twist on the Dragon Rider thing, because it don't have to be a Targaryen. We heard that from Germ himself. Anna says, Anna Pena, I believe, who do you think will win the Game of Thrones? Essentially nobody. If anybody's going to be a ruler, I think it's probably Danny, but I think the throne goes away as the symbol of what was yesteryear's system of government as far as the patriarchy. So I think the Iron Throne itself would not exist. I think Danny has it melted down just like Aegon the Conqueror, her ancestor, had it created. I think that's a good circle.
Right. And it'll be talked about for years and years to come, but it will not exist.
Let's see. Let's grab a couple more, I guess. Go for a few more minutes. I know we got to get off a little earlier than usual. Angelina Jolie, Q&A, what do you think would happen if Ghost met one of the dragons? How do you think you would react to Danny? That's what we were just saying. Yeah, that's I don't know. I think he would always be protective of Jon, but so I don't think Ghost has any real sense of Targaryen blood. I think it's just being, next to Jon. So he's going to be protective of him anyway, regardless, until, they're known as a friendly person, just like Sam and the other ones, I think. From Celine here?
Yeah.
From C. Gasolini, I think that Tormund will be the new Lord of the Dreadfort. Yes, I hope so. We talked about this a little bit last week. I think the Karstarks and all that will be fine and stay where they are. The Umbers and all that can be forgiven in a way. I think that's going to be the discussion between Jon and Sansa. Mm-hmm. But I do think with House Bolton being gone, as I said before, fuck them. Give it to Tormund. Let the Wildlings at least become something official in the Seven Kingdoms. They're helping fight this war. So absolutely. Raul, will you ever finish the book series? I don't know. I know we have another one to go. I hope so. Let's see. Raj, I don't think anybody gets the throne. I think Danny could get it, but she'll destroy it. Let's see here.
Frodo Doodle.
Okay, Frodo Doodle. Q&A, do you think Jon will find Daryl's crossbow and quiver full of dragonglass tipped arrows in the crypt? Yes, exactly. This is going to be a crossover, and Daryl's crossbow will be there in the crypt. Absolutely.
I had to get you to answer that.
Solved, for sure. Celine has one from Rafael Bastos. Q&A, do you think all the remaining Stark children will make the end of the book show? Watching you from Brazil. Hello from Brazil.
All right.
I don't think everybody makes it. I don't think they can. It's just too clean. It's too clean not to lose another Stark in some way, shape, or form. Whether that's Sansa, whether that's Ramsay, not Ramsay, Bran. I don't know why I said Ramsay. Even Bran, I was thinking, we were talking about before the magic thing. He's a magical person. If magic goes away, if that's the ending, can he still live?
Right.
We don't really know. So I don't think we're going to see everybody survive this. I think we have to lose more Starks, unfortunately. All right, what do you say? One more? We're at 12:35.
Yeah,
we're at 2 hours and 30-something minutes. So let's grab one more. Let's see. And now they're flying. That one.
Sounds good.
Okay, we got one from Ark here. Ark says, Q&A, do you think they would develop a relationship between Tormund and Brienne?
He would like that.
Tormund would definitely like that. Brienne, I don't. The only reason they're going to tease that, obviously, but I think ultimately her mind's on Jaime.
Yep.
Jaime's mind's on her, but they will never say anything to each other because they're too damn hard-headed, and Jaime's going to go out with Cersei, I think. So I don't think that's going to happen between Tormund and Brienne either, unless there's some kind of little thing where she shows some sign of affection back right as he dies or some weird shit like that. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be a happy ending. So that's my take on it.
I see, as far as with the Jaime thing, for some reason I've had this vision in my head of one or the other dying in the other one's arms.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Yep. I could definitely see that. All right, guys, so that will do it for us for tonight. We have to get off a bit earlier, so we're going to be about, usually, 3.5 hours, so we're doing cutting it off about an hour this week. But anyway, thank you for hanging out. Again, real quick, we are going to Con of Thrones. I didn't see anybody ask tonight, but if you're here new,
that's right.
Be sure to subscribe. Also, we're going to Con of Thrones. We'll let you know the details on that as soon as we get actually where we're going to be. We'll have a booth. So as soon as we get the information, they're supposed to be sending those packets out and everything now. We'll let you know exactly where we're going to be. If you're going to go to Con of Thrones, I'd like to meet you guys in person. So yeah, that and also again a couple things. We'll have a little announcement coming the next week or so, maybe, about a little project that I'm very excited about that I mentioned before. So stay tuned for that. I'll give you some details when that gets finalized. And I think that's it. I think that's everything.
Yeah, I think that's it. Mm-hmm.
Let me double check one more time for Streamlabs before we get out of here. Make sure I acknowledge everybody.
Nope. There's another.
Oh, we do have. Okay. Okay, I'm glad I checked.
I am too.
Will Valentine, thank you so much for the Streamlabs donation. I know you guys are going to Con of Thrones, so I'm out looking forward to meeting. He's going to meet Ramsay. Do you think any of the main actors are going to show up?
We still have time.
Yeah, we definitely still have time. Thank you, Will Valentine, for that. I do think they're probably trying to get a few. We do have Melisandre now. She is the only character that's alive, but that makes me worry about season 7.
Yeah,
that makes me worry because she signed on if she's going to make it to season 8.
No shit.
So I hope so. They're starting. I think it's going to be a little bigger than everybody initially thought. So I'm getting that feeling now, especially.
What was the name of the band they announced? I thought it was Danny and.
Oh yeah, they got the musical acts. There were several. Yeah, there was a lot of them.
Pretty cool.
So anyway, guys, that'll do it. I think that was everything I wanted to mention. But anyway, we'll be back as usual next week, Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern. I know a lot of you guys are in different time zones, and it's hard. But it's just kind of, we're going to be doing this after the show when the season starts at 10:15, 10:30 Eastern time. So we figured we'd go ahead and start this basically the same time right now. So I know it's hard for people in the UK and stuff like that. A lot of people were in that time zone as well, but and others. So at some point we'll probably, maybe after the season, we start switching up live show times and try to get in everybody as far as time zone. So. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us.
Thanks for
really appreciate it.
As always.
Thank you, Celine and the Order and everybody for helping with the moderation. And guys, thank you so much for the donation through Super Chat and through Streamlabs. It really, really helps. Especially right now, YouTube is broken. It's not pushing out videos to people. Subscribers not even getting notifications. A lot of you are, but most of you are not actually. So be sure to subscribe to get everything. Thanks for watching, you guys, and we'll see you next time.